Alright, so a quick recap. You guys were told to investigate a mansion known as the mansion that belonged to a merchant lord named Mr. David Stevens. Upon investigating, you found out that strange disappearances are currently happening inside the mansion and needs to be stopped. That night, you guys were visited by Miss Haywin, telling you guys that her, what you call assistant, Patricia, which is a mage student from the Academy of Arcane Arts, where Shiina is also from, went missing. You guys investigated their room to see what happened, and surprisingly, with two natural 20s from Gnarr and Ernwin, you guys managed to find out that there are tracks leading out of the room into the first floor of the mansion, facing a wall. You guys investigated it, and with Saul's clever mind, he cast detect object, which technically Patricia's corpse is an object, and you guys found out that it is coming, that there is a body inside the walls by that magic. You guys break a hole with Saul's magic, and with the help of Gnarr, Shiina, and Ernwin, managed to break a hole going in, which is hollow. Turns out to be hollow, and you guys go inside the walls of the mansion, where you guys found two-story wooden cabin, basically. The three of the members, which are the spellcasters, that includes Shiina, Saul, and Narissa, decided to stay back and regain some spell slots, while Gnarr and Ernwin investigate further in this house. There, they found the room full of the bodies which you guys believe to be the victims of those people who disappeared. And Gnarr decided to signal the rest of the party to follow suit because there could be trouble. You guys entered a tiled room filled with both dry and fresh blood. Upon entering it, the door suddenly closed, and you guys have to fight to survive against, for the very first time, fighting what you guys believe to be the ghost of the grandfather of Mr. David Stevens, the former owner of the mansion, Mr. Douglas Stevens. Surprisingly, with your powers combined, basically, with your magics, and with the ghosts failing to possess Gnarr's body, you guys managed to survive and defeat with haste and with efficiency the spirit of Douglas Stevens. There, upon finishing the task, you guys were approached by Karim, the servant boy of the elder, and you guys were sent to the elder's office, where the elder revealed that a letter was found inside inside the academy, which is addressed to Iveron, the archmage that you guys killed back at the academy. That turns out to be a member of a cult serving an evil god inside the academy walls, and killed Saul, but luckily was resurrected in time. And the letter turns out to be referring to some sort of person which he believes to be Narissa, because they found a book. Ernwin found a book or a journal that has Narissa's name all over it. And then you guys, Narissa mentioned that the letter inside the journal mentioned to her to protect an amulet that, upon identifying from Shiina's and Saul's identify spell, has a powerful magic that is said to unlock or open something. Whatever that is, you guys don't know. With that being said, you guys were requested to go all the way to the continent, to the city of Amon, to talk to a lady or a friend of the elder, which is only known as the Lady of the Council, and maybe answer your questions. But you guys have a lot of planning to do. You have three people that needs to be resurrected and 1 diamond. You guys could either resurrect those people, or you can save it for yourself in case you end up dying. Who knows? But yeah, with that being said, I'll leave the floor to you guys. What do you guys want to do, as you have an entire continent to explore?
I know when it comes to Narissa, she's just going to follow everyone else right now. She's not really eager to do much.
So I would say a day has passed. Basically, you guys, some of you will be tired from the mansion, so a day has passed because you did not sleep on at the last night because you fought the ghosts. So yeah, a day has passed. So this is the day after you guys left the mansion, basically. So what do you guys do?
Well, for me, I want my cohort to be resurrected before I do anything else. Because I came here on a mission to do something, and the hut was bloody that I was supposed to meet a contact in, and I'm at a dead end. So I'm going to petition Saul to use that diamond to go ahead and resurrect him so that we can go ahead and find out what's going on so me and Saul can continue our mission from the Temple of Cord before we leave this town. So that's what
Saul's just like, well, I'm pretty sure I promised Shiina, like, you would have to discuss this with me and Shiina, as I promised this diamond to help resurrect her, you know, her teacher, her instructor.
Oh,
so.
and that's still happening. We are still resurrecting your teacher.
Okay.
I just think that if we were able to go ahead and uncover this, we would have more funds, so we would be able to resurrect more people instead of just one.
Okay.
You're not wrong is the issue. Well, in Shiina, how do you feel about it?
That is fair. You have a say.
Well, I don't know the history between Gnarr and his mentor, so you could share a little bit so that I can, you know.
Okay, I will
Keep it in
share
my head reference.
about myself.
Okay.
So, I was originally part of a nomadic clan that we wandered the graying wastes of northern Wildmount. Now, have you been to Wildmount, Shiina?
Nope.
No. Not that my memory would serve. I was too young to know where I came from.
Okay, well, the Graying Wastes is essentially just an Arctic tundra. We wandered, pillaged, and continued. I didn't actually get my name until I was 10 years old. Until we are old enough to mean something to clan, we aren't given significance. I was given... My true name isn't Gnarr. It is Gnarl. I was named that because I was believed to be defective.
Okay.
Because I'm not quite a Tanaruk, and I'm not quite an Orc. I'm a weird mishmash between the two. And if you're not familiar with what Tanaruk are, imagine something with many more spikes and about 9 feet tall, and that's what it is. Big demonic orcs. So, I was expelled from clan, and I had to make a life for myself out in the wastes. My clan worshipped Groomish One-Eye, and the only thing I knew was blood combat and honor.
Okay.
But through my travels, I had managed to come across a wandering monk from the Temple of Cord, and after seeing me do pit fights to gain money, it taught me a better way. Because before I had become an acolyte of the Temple of Cord, I was very... I was eager to learn about civilization, but I was still not attuned. That's a good way of phrasing it. I had to learn a lot in a short amount of time. And that's why I'm actually not bad spoken, is because I spent most of my money on books and not food, because I could easily hunt my own food. So I could kill it, eat it, and spend my money on books to better myself while I was training. One of the reasons why I appreciate what Saul does every morning is because that's not too far off what I used to do when I was about 15. So I was here on business to meet up with fellow acolytes from the Temple of Cord for business that I did not know about. And my mentor in the ways of this temple, because I forsaked that god. I forsaked Grumish.
Okay.
Grumish is a representation of a life that I have left behind that did not want me.
Okay.
So I am making a new name for myself. And while I appreciate that not everything's about killing, I'm unfortunately very good at it. So I have limited my aggressions in that manner to outside of civilization instead of inside of it, because while I cannot stop blood from spilling, I can limit where I do it. Because that makes the difference between a monster and a man. And I'm not really both, but I'm also not really either. I'm just Gnarr. And while I don't fully understand all of the things that make culture what it is, I am eager to learn as much as possible. Because if you learn, you grow. If you don't, you die.
Well, thank you for sharing all that, and that's very helpful in knowing that you're just as passionate about wanting to reconnect with your mentor as much as I am. So I feel like both of us should do our best to help each other out.
Oh, definitely. I have no problems with helping you out. That's also why I'm willing to make sure to raise money so that we can get additional funds for you.
Yeah, I think that would be... I'm game for whatever plan you want to do so that we can get your situation settled. I do think that Trisvana would be able to at least help out for our current issue and understanding what's going on locally, because I think that she was killed for knowing things that she shouldn't have known or found out, so it could be critical to what our next moves are going to be. So whatever, if you want to kill two birds with one stone and try and get enough gold to get your...
Yeah, speaking of gold, you guys get 200 gold each, because you guys get 100 platinum from the Elder before. I think I mentioned that. So that's 200 gold for...
I think we recorded all that last session.
No, he gave you guys... he gave you guys...
In addition to the diamond and the other stuff,
yeah.
right?
So this is the part where he gave you the map as well as 100 platinum. So that's 200 gold each. Up to you guys if you guys want to keep it as a whole or you want to divide it, up to you. But you guys have 100 platinum each. Or no, 100 platinum for a group basically. And it's 200 gold each, sorry. 200 gold. Yeah, 200.
The 200 gold we kept, but we divided up the 100 platinum and batches of 20. So everybody has 20 platinum.
Okay. So that works as well. 20 platinum. So add 20 platinum to your inventory, guys.
And 200 gold pieces each. So
no, 20 platinum is 200 gold.
Yeah.
So you have 100 platinum basically. And if you divide that to each and every one of you, that's 20 gold or 20 platinum. So they're the same thing.
So
Saul's just like, Gnarr technically made a promise to Shiina to bring her mentor back, but again, that's why I'm waiting to see if she's okay to bring your mentor back first.
Oh, I understand.
And then we can move on with this, because it's quite a journey to head there unless we can get some influence in town to to ask their local arch cleric to do it, because your mentor's been dead for longer than 10 days, correct?
Oh, easily. I think we're looking at a month.
Then we would need an arch cleric to cast resurrection, not raise dead, and that would be unless we go all the way to the Temple of Cord, that would require some political finagling.
Okay. Well, then I guess we're going to go ahead and have to just do it with what we can. So here's the question: is there actually an archmage powerful enough in town to actually resurrect my cohort?
An arch cleric, you mean?
Sure.
That would DM. What would be the role for that?
I would say you wouldn't know. Technically, you know that there are archmages on the academy where Shiina is from. You're not sure how
Right.
which one has the power to resurrect a body
Well,
that's
an
been
arch
dead.
priest we're looking for.
You know that there's a chapel where the body of the mentor of Gnarr was left by at some
We didn't
point.
get a lot of
So you
time
don't know if the priest is there. You don't know. You know that there are priests in there. You don't know if there's an archpriest in there, or at least a high priest. Basically, you need a high priest to do that.
Oh, a high priest. Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
high-
I was gonna say the priest that did the seance at the manor or mansion, would we be able to get back in touch?
No, that's just a priest. That's not a high priest.
Yeah, we would need
Oh,
someone more
he's
powerful than
regular.
that.
Okay.
No, that's just a regular
We need,
priest. It won't have an ability to
If
resurrect.
this was the Catholic Church, we would need like an archbishop.
Yeah, technically, an archbishop.
Okay. All right, I'm following now. All right.
And once you start getting that high up the chain, when it's not someone related to our temple, which would be the Temple of Cord, it would require an actual audience and waiting around.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, my thoughts are this. You've made that promise. Now, Shiina,
Mhm.
if we resurrect your mentor, is it possible that they would have this information?
It's possible, but I didn't know all of the things that she was involved in clearly, because I would at least have known what that symbol she was wearing. She's had that necklace, and I didn't even really dawn on me to ask what it was for until I did a few jobs with you guys and trying to figure out what's going on around here and at my school. So there might be more mystery behind her than what I thought that I knew.
Well, Shiina, how long has it been since your mentor unfortunately passed? Because it would be a lot easier to find a priest who can raise the dead versus a priest who can resurrect. Because raising the
Well-
dead is a time limit of 10 days. Do you know how long it's been?
So she died when we left.
The academy.
Hold on. Yeah,
Uh,
when we came back from.
Yeah, I would say it's less than 10 days. It would probably be less than 10 days.
Okay.
So it would be easier to find a cleric or a priest who can raise the dead versus one that can resurrect. That requires less political finagling, but
Okay.
we'd lose the entire diamond for something that doesn't take this entire diamond. But again, I'm still more than willing to do it.
Okay. Well, do you know how much how hard it would find? It would be to find someone that can do that other than.
They'd only be slightly stronger than we are currently, so it's not
Okay.
impossible, but it won't be
Okay.
easy.
Okay. Well, if we can preserve that for our travels as much as possible, I'm willing to give that a try. Because then while we're at it, we can also look for High Priest. And they're kind of in the same area, I'm assuming. Am I wrong on that?
No.
Okay. So we can look for both. And I feel like that would be more manageable too for us to do, since we have the people of the academy that can help direct us too if we can't figure out where to go and who to talk to.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a long road. So my plan is that as long as you guys are going to have me, I'll be here.
Okay.
So,
So we're still in square one. We have no idea who to resurrect then.
I know who to resurrect. We're going to resurrect Sheena's mentor. I don't know who
Tris-
that is.
Yeah, Trisvana,
Okay.
and then we'll find the high priest for what's your mentor's name? The monk?
Oh, jeez. It's been a while.
It's Kane. Kane Windfist.
Yeah,
Kane.
Kane Windfist.
I
And
put it in chat.
he was killed by cultists swearing. He holds up the pendant with the angel with the sword. that killed by cultists that had these pendants. So we don't know what the purpose was, but obviously they were trying to prevent myself and my mentor from coming into town. So, and apparently I'm guessing that these same people were probably also supposed to keep in contact with Saul. So more than likely, Saul, we were going to be in contact with each other anyway. So the logical thing to do would be to stick together.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because we both are acolytes of the Temple of Cord, so...
Alright, well then we should try to see if we can locate Shiina's mentor's body, and then we can see if we can locate a strong enough cleric to cast Raise the Dead.
Can't you do it?
Someone who can do it is slightly stronger than me. I'm just not strong enough. I can revivify, but that has to be cast within a minute.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
On a scale of 1 to 20, someone who can cast Raise the Dead is like a 9. I'm currently at a 5.
Right. Yeah,
fine.
we're all there.
That's better than me.
Yeah, well,
How about Narissa and Erwin? Are you guys just listening in as these three are having conversation?
Yeah, there was not much of a conversation.
Basically, yeah, I'm just listening in on the conversation while they figure out who to resurrect.
Mm-hmm.
This is a bit outside of my pay grade.
And you, Narissa? Or you just...
When it comes down to it, Narissa, like...
you also, I forgot to mention, you also still have the teddy bear with you. So that's
that's
one
true.
point. So that's up to you.
Well, okay. This is when the macabre part of, like, Narissa starts showing. She doesn't want to resurrect anyone. They already lived their life, and, like, they all have their consequences in life. And so, like, yes, it's a child and stuff, but it's a child. But they don't know stuff enough, I guess. So, yeah, that's Marissa's view. She doesn't have anyone to resurrect unless, everybody starts saying, "Resurrect Klaus!"
Okay.
So, yeah, this is a conversation for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
So that's your bit, but...
All right.
So, alright, well, you guys all know pretty much where I came from and my backstory and why I have such an eclectic history of things I've done. So, yeah. We know a little bit more about ourselves.
Right. It's like group
I don't
therapy.
think we've ever introduced ourselves to Shiina, technically, other than you, Gnarr.
Well, she asked, so I went ahead and overall.
You are correct.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's true. There was that moment. But I imagined that there wouldn't be much attraction there because we are different species, but if there were, I appreciate that too.
I like bacon. He likes bacon. We're bacon buddies.
Bacon.
Him.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the title of the
Actually,
episode, Bacon Betties.
While we're in town, I think I will actually treat you to a orcish delicacy that I had not introduced you guys to prior. It is called Orc Bacon.
Oh. Sheena's in. I'm in. Both hands up in the air. I'm
So
in.
what we do is we traditionally go find a whole hog and we cut thick slabs off of the portion that you humans call bacon. And we cure it in trace sap and smoke it over a fire for 4 days.
Interesting.
It keeps very well. It's good for travel, and it is essentially thick-cut bacon.
Oh.
So
Okay.
while we're in
Sounds
town, I
tasty.
think I'm going to try to see if anybody is actually vending orc bacon.
Alright, well then I guess me and Shiina will see if we can locate her mentor's body and then locate a high enough level cleric for this.
Sure. Let's find a meeting point. Where would we like to meet up again?
Probably the old house. You already know the one.
Yes, the old one.
The
So,
one that was given to us as a bribe, but now we can
Right.
leave.
yeah, that's what I'll plan on doing. I will go find Orc Bacon for the travel, and we will reconvene back at the house.
Okay.
Okay, so who's doing what? Technically.
Orc Bacon.
All right, so Gnarr, I would say roll survival. I'm guessing survival for this because you're gonna hunt.
I used all my good stuff, man. I got a 3.
Nope, you do not find any.
So
You
six.
find birds and rabbits, but you don't find a hog or any bigger creature enough for a big meal, or at
Okay,
least.
I killed some rabbits.
Okay.
How many
So-
rabbits do I kill?
I would say roll a d4,
Okay.
and depending on.
I killed 3 rabbits.
Okay, so that's for. I would say that's enough for 3 days of ration. So yeah, you
Okay.
can add that. So 3 rations. So each ration
So-
is 1 full day meal, basically.
3 rabbits. So that's what I do, and I guess I will hunt for the rest of the day, try to find myself a hog.
Okay, so what about the rest of you guys? What are you guys doing?
Shiina and Saul are headed off to find her mentor, where her mentor's resting place is, and then see if we can find a cleric who can resurrect, raise the dead. I mean, also I guess Saul would ask Shiina that she's like, "Oh, I've noticed that everyone's improved and all, but like, have you selected anything specific that you're specializing in, like skill-wise, or are you still like choosing?"
Well, I did the School of Mastery and Lore, and I'm between the 3 Abjuration, Conjuration, and Transmutation, since that's based on the mentorship that I received at the Academy. Those are my natural abilities, and Trisvana really wanted me to focus on my natural strengths so that I can better attain the skills that I need to further my advancements,
Oh,
to help
okay.
people and do my best to be a good citizen and eventually
Oh.
leave the academy, or maybe possibly return there to help with the school, because it does need to be put back together.
That's reasonable. I've heard stories about wizards of the lore school. They know magic better than any other wizard could, so I guess that's a very appropriate school to pick if you're looking to learn magic properly, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this spell that I've been doing will be helpful for us, since we've been getting into quite a few scuffles here and there.
Just a few.
Just a few.
Just a
Dead,
few.
alive, all types of wonderful things that just make me shine in the dark.
Well, then let's see if we can at least bring back your mentor, and at least bring life instead of death for once.
I agree. So let's look at, maybe we can approach my other the people at the school to see if they might have an idea, unless you know where to go to best find the person appropriate for the job.
Unfortunately, I do not, due to the fact that the temple here is not a specific follower
Brandon.
of Cord. They're more of a universal temple,
Okay.
so I do not have any special sway here or anything, so I'd imagine your school would be a better start
Okay.
than anything else, because I'm more or less, like always, kind of on the useless end when it comes to social interaction. Just a little bit. A wee bit.
Okay. And I can use locate object to find Trisvana.
If she's within a certain radius, yeah, that would be very helpful. I could also cast it if need be.
Okay.
Alright, so what about Narissa and Ernwin? Where are you guys heading? As Gnarr went to hunt, Shiina and what you call Saul went to find Mom Trisvana's body. What about Narissa and Erwin? Where are you guys going?
I know I'll be taking the orphan kids out and getting some soup with them and just spending like the last day with them since I can't afford rapier +2.
Okay. No, you have 200 gold, right? Remember that. So keep in mind.
Yeah, but it's 2,000.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's all right. So
that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so Narissa is spending quality time with the children in the orphanage. What about you, Erwin? Where do you go?
I recall someone wanted to meet me down at the docks, so I might go hunt them down quick.
Okay.
Find out what that was about.
So I'm gonna go with with Shiina and Saul first. So where do you guys go? Before I go with Erwin.
Can I ask a question out of character real quick?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Hey Shiina, you got expertise in 2 skills. Did you pick any 2 skills yet?
I what do you mean by two skills?
Alright, so at level 3 with a bard you get expertise. What expertise does is you could pick 2 skills and your proficiency bonus is doubled.
Oh yeah, I did. My 2 specialties are Arcana and Insight.
Arcana's already given to you by being a lore wizard, so you have to pick something else.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. Didn't realize that. Okay, so then I'll do. Dang it. I have perception and investigation as my natural 2. I can't pick them either.
Yeah, you can.
I know what. I'll do persuasion.
No, expertise is supposed to be something you're already good at, but now it doubles it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Okay.
it would either be investigation or perception, like you said.
Okay. Yes, investigation and perception. Because I redid my my sheet on the D&D Beyond with everything, and it has the P there for it.
Okay, well, it's supposed to be expertise now, so... As a lore wizard, you have expertise naturally in Arcana, History, Nature, and Religion.
Mm-hmm. Which is very important.
And as a lore bard... No, as a normal bard, you get expertise in 2 skills of your choice, and as a lore bard, you get proficiency in 3 more skills. So basically, you're skilled in almost everything.
Oh, okay. All right. So then, Insight was one that I picked for expertise,
Okay.
and then I did. I'm trying to remember. I'm looking at my old stats versus this one to figure out which one I added to. So then I have investigation was another one. So then that would be 5 right there. So the Arcana. No, you said Arcana, History, Nature, Religion's already there, right?
Arcana, History, Nature, and Religion
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
are
that
given
I
to you
heard
automatically because you're a lore
Okay.
wizard.
Well then it would be the Insight, Investigation, Perception.
I guess
Okay.
deception is also one.
Yeah, so those are all your expertises, or those are your proficiencies? Because expertise means double, proficiency means normal.
Yeah. So
Say that
basically,
again?
if you're proficient at something, you add your proficiency bonus, which is the plus, your plus, and then if you're expert, it becomes double that. So if it's plus 2,
so
it becomes
that's what I
plus
was
4.
doing. Arcana, History, Nature, and Religion are my expertise, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and then you get 2 more for
Okay,
being
that's
a bard.
okay because I'm changing everything now by hand.
Yeah.
And then I was already proficient in
Arcana.
Arcana, and I think it was Perception was the other one. Arcana, Perception.
Okay.
It was Arcana, Perception. Oh no, Arcana, Insight, and Investigation. Those were
Okay.
my original 3 that I was proficient in, and then I was picking history and
Nature.
perception as my proficiencies, but now you told me that I'm an expertise in that, so I still want to use perception as a proficiency, and then I can use insight as a proficiency, right?
Okay, I think you're misunderstanding. Okay, so basically, as a bard, you have a bunch of proficiencies.
Mhm,
As
yeah.
a lore bard, you get 3 more. And then as a lore wizard, you get a bunch of expertises. And then as a normal bard, you get 2 more expertises.
So I
you
need
should
2
have
expertises and two proficiencies.
yeah, 2 additional expertises and 3 additional proficiencies. Yeah.
So technically, you're pretty much at a low
You're
level.
a very skilled character. You are very
Okay.
smart.
Okay.
At a very
so
low-
I have on here that my insight is, because that was what I was proficient in, and I turned that to my expertise, the insight. And then I was doing perception. That would be an expertise too.
Okay, so those are the ones you switched to expertise?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, you had get 3 more proficiencies though, so I guess just pick 3 at random because you're
Okay.
a bard.
I'll do. Okay, then I did misunderstand that one up because in the thing it was confusing me there. All right, so I'll do medicine. I'll be proficient in medicine
Okay.
Okay.
and persuasion.
All right, you get 1 more.
One more.
Oh, one
You need-
more.
yeah.
Okay. Survival.
Okay.
All right, perfect. There you go. Just double checking because last.
So
thing
keep
you
that in
like-
mind. Every time you roll with proficient, if you're proficient in it, you add your proficiency bonus. So what's the
Right.
proficiency bonus of a level 5 character?
Plus 3.
Plus
yeah, 3.
3.
So plus 3. Okay.
Okay.
So Saul and Shiina, go. Where do you guys go? Gnarr went to hunt.
Probably Sheena's school.
We're gonna go to the school and we're gonna talk to my peeps there, and we're gonna figure out everything that's going on.
Okay.
And see if we can find someone.
So you do see what you call one of the archmage, which is Mom Syndra.
Mm-hmm.
So you approach her. She greets you. Yes. Can I help you? You're back. Once again, the academy thanks you for your services for dealing with whatever was going on inside the academy walls. Probably if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to handle it.
Well, you can help us in finding someone, because I think that I can help us even further if you can guide us to someone who will be able to let us talk to Trisvana one more time.
Talk? What do you mean by talk?
We need to resurrect her.
Oh.
So we need to find someone who
Well,
can...
Well, I could easily do that for you. I just need the components to do that. So we don't have the necessary components or the items for, resurrection. But I can definitely do that for you.
Okay.
Saul goes into his bag and pulls out the 1000 GP diamond, and he's like, I know this is what you need for the resurrection, so are you asking for a fee, or what else are you asking for?
She looks at that and says, "Oh my god, is that... Where did you get that? Finding that is not easy."
It's not. It was some mercenary work, I'll call it. It involved a ghost. I died.
Oh.
I think I'm mixing everything up. I don't think I died against the ghost, but it's all very traumatizing.
You mean you died here? Because I was the one who resurrected you and brought you back to life. Except it wasn't a resurrection spell. It was something much
it
more
was a
weaker.
Revivify.
Yes. But
then if you need a fee, I'm more than willing to pay. As
no.
offer this diamond.
If it involves resurrecting one of our archmage, I would not charge you. And considering you're providing for the diamond, then that's gonna settle it. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that here.
Wonderful. Let's get her then.
I'll contact the church and the chapel and let them know to bring the body here. We really do owe you a favor. Well
that's
then.
no problem. It's no problem at all.
So,
Shiina, do you have a place that we can rest here? Because I really don't want to walk back.
Yeah, we can.
no, they'll
I'm
bring
sure
the
that
body at the
can stay,
academy.
right?
Yeah, they'll bring the body at the academy. So I would say you guys waited for like I would say an hour more or less, and then you gathered in a room in one of the classrooms, and then put a bunch of tables together, and you see two what you call monks from the chapel lay down the corpse of Mom Trisvana. Saul, I'm guessing you hand over the diamond to Mom Syndra.
Yep.
Mom Syndra, what you call, puts the diamond on Mom Trisvana's chest, and then putting both of her hands, clasping the diamond in her chest. What you call, she then what you call, grab two things, a bottle of essence, and a bottle of what appears to be some sort of substance that you guys have no idea, created some sort of circle or a ritual circle around Trisvana's body. She said a bunch of words and her body begins to glow. As you see that, the diamond begins to sink in her chest until it is gone. And then a few moments, you hear a gasp as Trisvana begins to cough, basically, and awake in front of you guys. Still in disbelief, you see her eyes begin to flicker, and you would see that she has a sense of confusion. She has no idea what happened or where she is, other than her last final moments. Mom Syndra, what you call, comforts her and tell her that everything's okay. And then she mentions that it was you guys, Saul, Shiina, that resurrected, that provided what you call the necessary components in resurrecting her.
Okay.
Saul just bows his head slightly, but then, like, I don't know, awkwardly tries to hand signal Shiina to, just interact with her mentor while he just steps back.
I run up to her and I give her a hug, even though I know she's
Okay.
not really hurt.
Yeah.
And I give her a hug and I hold her hand and I say that I hate to see her this way, and I really hate to put her in this position to bring her back from wherever she is, but we have some important work that needs to get done, and you taught me very well, and I plan on moving forward with your teachings and making sure that the academy and all the people here are safe, but I need your help one last time.
Okay, as you say that, she faces Mom Syndra and says, Ivan's a traitor. We have to stop him. And then Mom Syndra just comforts her and says, it's done. It's okay. We already taken care of it. If it wasn't for these people, these two here and their other friends, it would have been possible. But Ivan's gone. We have dealt with them. Mm-hmm. And then Trisvana just, in disbelief, says, are you sure? They're planning something. I'm telling you, I swear to the heavens, they are planning something. Are you sure they're dealt with? He's bringing people here. I'm pretty sure they're doing something funny inside his office. And then Mom Syndra just answered the sense, what you call, comforts her and says, it's done. No worries. Mm-hmm. They handled it. And she just points between you guys. And Trisvana faces you guys, Saul and Shiina, says, you dealt it? You killed an archmage?
Not by ourselves. It took a lot of us, and Saul bared the brunt of it.
I died.
We had to protect him.
Oh God. Well, at least...
So...
Well, I'm glad you still survived. He looks at you, Saul, with a approving look. Well, at least that's taken care of. I know something was fishy about that man the moment I saw him. How did you manage to deal with them? Considering...
We had to come together with our group and utilize our strengths against him, but I utilized some of the training that I got here from you, but I could not find your spell book. We couldn't tell based
Oh, I
on
figured
what
he burned
happened
it.
there, what
I'm
caused
pretty sure he burned it.
everything, so- Oh, he burned it? Okay.
Most likely. He probably tried to get rid of me as well, considering I knew something was up. Well,
Okay.
good job. He looks at you, Shiina, and then puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "You did well. You did well."
Not well enough. If you had to die in the midst of us doing this. But I do have to say I have some reservations with all the work that we're doing because there seems to be corruption that's built into many of these well-established institutions. We just went to a house that had some... It took another student. It took a student this time, and
Who?
It was in the soul or spirit of the previous owner of the house.
I see.
The Douglas... oh gosh, I forgot his last name. Douglas.
Stevens.
So
Douglas Stevens.
we need to know if there's any more that's going on because he was taking the kids there. We need to know what was going on in the academy. Is that all that you know? Are there any other persons or symbols or things that we should be aware of as we do our investigations?
Well, technically you brought me back, so bringing a student back, as long as we have the necessary components for it, won't be hard. It's just that the longer we wait, the harder it's gonna be.
Of course.
Considering you brought me back, that means you spent a amount of a very expensive looking diamond.
Yes.
And I'm not even gonna ask where you found one or if it was provided to you. But who died at the mansion that you're referring to? You said a student.
There was one of our students, Patricia, and
Oh
then
God.
we found more bones, more bodies.
Well, we'll definitely look to it, and we'll see what we can do with Patricia's. I may have to talk to her parents about that as well. You mentioned you needed my help. I mean, you brought me back to life. It's probably the least thing I can do. As a matter of fact, I may have something that you might very indeed look useful, considering I have no use of it. And she stands up. And then Mom Syndra approaches her and says, "Are you sure you can walk?" "I'm fine." I guess being dead wasn't nice, but I'm fine. Well then, I'll leave you to it. And then she, Mom Syndra gathers her things and leaves the room. And then Trisvana just, does herself for being unconscious for a very long time. And then looks at both of you, Saul and Shiina, says, "Come. I have something to show you. I'm not sure how useful this is gonna be, but I think you deserve it considering you spent something very expensive on me. But next time, save it. If ever I do fall in battle again, save it, because you're gonna need it when the time
Okay.
comes. But I'm probably gonna repay you back as much as I can." So she mentions, she gestures to you guys to follow her. Do you guys follow her?
Yes.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah, power.
okay, so you guys go in the hallway and proceeding to her room. Basically, she opens the room and sees the mess of what's left of her room. Basically,
Quick question, Archmage.
yes.
Do you recall what killed you instantly? It wasn't a fireball. We know that.
Oh no, it's not.
Yeah.
It was definitely something else.
Do you know what it was?
Not potentially something. A lot of things happened. Let us say I wasn't in my full capacity, as Ivaran got me behind my back. Technically, he surprised me and ambushed me in my room.
Oh.
And then he put something, an essence of some kind, making me very sleepy. And then when the battle happened, I was defending myself against him. When I knew I wasn't winning, I tried to leave my room to call for help for the other Archmage, but I couldn't open the door.
Okay.
I tried to scream, but for some reason my screams wouldn't leave the room. I'm guessing he cast a bunch of silent spells outside my room, and then probably put a very powerful arcane lock. By the time I realized that, I was already a gunner.
So, instead of it being a very powerful spell, it was just a very complex trap.
Right.
He wasn't working alone, I can definitely tell you that. I already
so
caught him working with a bunch of people that didn't came from the academy, which I figured would be cultists.
Okay, so then
And
it definitely
then-
was just a complex
And
trap.
then I saw him wear this amulet and I knew something wasn't right. He was wearing an amulet of a betrayer god. A god who calls himself the Chain Oblivion.
We know that much at least.
I was going to report it to the Archmage the next day, but that night he surprised me. And
Okay.
so yeah, but the fact that you managed to deal with it was quite surprising considering he's an Archmage. And considering he took me down, I didn't expect that you guys would be able to take him down for me. But you did well.
He didn't exactly have us trapped like you was the thing, so we at least had to jump on him was the real thing.
Well, that did help.
He tried to use magical darkness, but you can't exactly concentrate on magical darkness when I kind of blow off part of your shoulder.
I see. Well, at least you guys did well. And next time, be careful, be cautious. If you know you can't win a fight, do not continue fighting. There's no shame in running. It's a matter of trying to save your life rather than trying to defeat the opponent. Playing it smart, in simple terms. And then she continues to her room and looks at it. Well, this is gonna take a while to fix. And then looks to her cabinet on the side of her room, approaches it and opens it. You see a bunch of things. You see glass jars that has weird components in it. You see eyeballs floating on the jars. You see what appears to be a human brain. You see a broomstick of some kind. You see a bunch of books as well as a bunch of robes. Different colors, different sizes. And on the other side, leaning on the right side of the cabinet, is what appears to be a giant rug, basically. She looks at it and says, "Ah, perfect." And he looks at you, Shiina. Do you mind helping me pull this out?
Sure.
So you help her out and you carry what appears to be... As you approach this, Shiina, you see what appears to be a carpet of some kind. And you start bring this with her, carrying it on each end. And then she tells you, place it here. And then you guys go in the middle of the room. And you lay out this giant rug about 4 by 6 feet, basically. 4 by 6 feet wide rug that has intricate patterns in it with a bunch of colors, basically. Nothing too detailed. And it looks old, dusty, that hasn't been used for a while. And then it looks at you, Mom Trisvana looks at you, Shiina, and says, "Thank you." So, I'm not sure how knowledgeable you are in terms of magic, but sometimes even magic users needed magical items in order to survive. This, in case you didn't figure it out, is a magic carpet. If you say a magic word, it flies. And she looks at it and says, "Up." And you see the carpet begins to flicker, shifts and twitch, and then begins to hover slowly about 10 feet in the ground.
Oh wow.
It can carry about 400 pounds. Up to 400 pounds, basically. So, technically it can carry at least you and some of your friends in case you travel. Before I was what you call just a learning mage, I didn't have spells that makes me travel from place to place. I use this. Now I can plane ship, I can travel via trees, or I have what you call arcane symbols and teleportation circles from the academy. So I haven't been using this for about 400 years, more or less.
Oh.
Yes, elves live long. And she points into
Does
ears.
it still work?
I mean, it's flying, so that's a good sign. It's just hovering there into there. So you can choose it. You can say up or down, as she looks at it again, and then the carpet just goes and lands to the floor again. Okay. So it can fly up to 60 feet and carry 400 pounds.
Okay.
So it's up to you guys. When you need to travel, if you have no place to travel, you could use this. It's all yours.
Well, Shiina, I imagine that's yours. So just like I'd much prefer my feet on the ground. You could have this, Shiina. I'm not a big, no, it's not happening.
Well, it can save you some time. Sometimes you need to travel to places, and walking is not as safe as flying. Well, technically that depends, but not every creature can fly. So if you could use it, use it wisely, because it will definitely help you.
Sheena's in touch with her little girl and just starts giddily jumping up and down. Yay, I get a carpet! And I come over and I give Saul, wrap my arm around, and be like, it's okay, buddy, I got you.
Like, yeah, I'd much prefer not to be on it, but it's fine. It's good. The real question, though, Archmage, is did you have any other information, or are you just granting this boon to Shiina, and that's all for now?
No,
that's all you knew.
Everyone of Shiina's friend is a friend of mine, so you're free to use it however you like. So
no, that's not the question. I was just wondering if you had any information about the cult, or was the betrayer Archmage all you knew about it?
Well, they were planning something. According to Iveren, when we were talking before he decided to take me out, he did mention that he already got one of my friends, and that they have what they need to free the chain of Oblivion.
Did they mention a location?
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't reveal too much to me. Considering if I was brought back to life, then I knew where to find him. And I will definitely find who hired him to do this.
Mm-hmm. Well, when I searched his body, I did find this, and I show her the silver key. Does it look like anything that you've seen before? Do you recognize it?
He's gonna do intelligence check to see what... She does recognize it and says, yeah, I'm guessing that's one of the keys for the lockers of the tables of the Archmage. So if you got that from him, then I'm guessing that's from his office.
Has his office been cleaned out yet, or can we check it out and see if we find anything?
Well,
I don't know. I've been dead for I don't know for how long.
You're right, as Saul does some
He just looks at
your gun. So it's a key from one of the lockers in Everen's room.
Mm. She nods. Most likely, yes. If you did find it from him.
Okay.
So, Shiina, let's just go check his office to see if there's any leads, because we're kind of free of work right now.
Alright, so technically you guys have a carpet of flying. So I just posted the name, and it's what you call things that you need to...
Can we name the carpet George?
Okay. It's up to you guys. So you can
Shiina,
see...
it's up to
Did
you.
you say you're going to name the carpet George?
Yes.
George the carpet.
I wasn't planning on naming the carpet.
Wait, why would you not name the carpet?
Because I just don't think a carpet needs a name.
Sounds like I need to find the awaken spell, so then it could be a sentient carpet.
So so the carpet you guys have a carpet of flying.
Does that mean it would talk back if you do a sentient spell? Like it would actually talk?
Yeah, it will talk back. It'll be a person. It would be like the carpet from Aladdin.
Oh, well, the carpet from Aladdin didn't speak, but it did use gestures, which was very
Well,
helpful.
it would use gestures. It wouldn't talk. Well, let me see. It gains the ability to speak technically, but it doesn't have a mouth, so I don't know how it
It
would
would be
speak.
in your head then?
Yeah, most likely.
Okay.
So you get the carpet of flying. You can speak a carpet's command word, which is up or down, as an action to make the carpet hover or fly. It moves according to the spoken direction, provided that you are within 30 feet of it.
Okay, so
yeah.
Can it be reduced in size, or will it always say 4 foot?
No.
4 by 6?
So it's 4 by
No.
6. No, it cannot reduce in size.
If you have the enlarge spell
Yeah.
or the other spell, I think you can make it bigger, but other than that, I don't think it changes.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, so Trisvana, I know you did not carry this bad boy around with you when you had it. So how did you carry this around with you? Because we're going to need some help. I don't want to be lugging.
Oh no, you don't have to
around.
carry it. You have to ride it and fly. It has to carry itself
okay,
for
so
you.
I
It carries
I can
you.
carry it, or I can let it fly on its own
Yes.
and
Up.
follow me.
He looks at it and he just
Okay.
what you call it, waves.
Okay.
And then he looks at the carpet and says, "Follow them." And
Okay,
then the
well,
carpet
I think
hovers
it's
close to you
weird
guys.
I'm just going to be like, all right, Mom, Trisvana, this is going to be weird. Walking through a market, being followed by a magic carpet.
Well, you don't have to use it every day. It's up to you where you want to use it. But I'm telling you, there will be places where you can't travel by foot. And you're
Right,
gonna thank me when the time comes.
Oh, no, I know. I very much appreciate this gift. I do. I think my companions will too. But I think I might need to find a spell where I can place this away, because if I'm in the middle of a fight or needing to, just...
Shiina, while you're in the middle of a fight, I recommend you probably fly on it, because...
Well, yeah.
Like I said,
Probably
not
right.
any opponent can reach you when you're up in the sky. They have to fly as well.
That's true.
So
But
technically
there
you
will
have
be
the advantage.
situations where it might be a hindrance to me. So what would you suggest besides just having it follow me I'm just picturing a carpet following me.
Well,
like a
technically
dog.
you can go
That's
to the
why
city
we
market.
name it. It's our pet now.
Okay, but
Well,
technically you
I
can
don't
go
wanna
to the
name
city
it,
market.
So we're gonna come together and we're gonna figure out a name as a group. I think, because I don't think that it would be a George. Okay, just letting you know that.
Technically you can go to the city market and buy what they call a bag of holding.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
It
Will
can
it fit
it
though?
can Yeah, it will be fit if you roll it.
Oh, I'm just trying to. I thought that the opening of the bag of holding was smaller than the width of a carpet. That's all.
I have to
This
actually I have
is
to
me personally
check.
talking to the DM. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm currently checking the bag of holding. What's the maximum of bag of holding, basically? Because
Good question.
bag of holding, there's a
I
maximum
want to
limit
say
to
it's
it.
like 500 pounds.
Yeah, so technically it can fit. It's a bag that no matter how much items you put in it, it will still what you call weigh less. So it only
it's
weighs.
DM, it's a 2-foot diameter at the mouth, so then
Yeah.
the carpet will fit unless that is a
Yes.
really thick carpet when you roll it up.
Yeah,
Right, no, I don't
it's not very thick. Basically, it's the typical carpet. Basically, I'm not sure how thick
Yeah.
carpets go, but yeah, I would say
Like
it
a
would fit.
tapestry, right? Where it's that thinner kind of
Yeah,
fabric.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
So if you roll it, it will definitely fit as long as you roll
Okay.
it and then put it in inside. So technically, it weighs 15 pounds, no matter how much the weight, as long as it's over, or I don't know, as long as it's under 500 pounds. And the carpet is 400 pounds, so that's gonna took a lot of space for the bag of holding. So that's up to you guys.
Yeah, I think that's something I'm going to have to invest in at some point, because I don't want this thing following me around. But that's honest. I'm not sharing that. I'm just talking to myself right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Now, when it came to conversing with the elder, is there anything that we need to know? about the Elder and what he's been working on, because it
Elder
seems like
who?
the Elder that we were working, that you took me to go see, where we had the two
Oh, you
people
mean
that
Elder
were-
Adro?
Yeah, Adril.
Speaking
And
of which,
he-
I might need to talk to him about Iveron. You may not know this, but Elder and I have been working for some time. We actually
Okay.
work together.
Okay.
Speaking of which, she grabs her neck and notices that it's not there. Darn it, he must have had it. Did any one of you saw a necklace that has angel wings on it? I'm pretty sure he took it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. Everyone that seems to be wearing that necklace, when we talked to the Elder last, it seems to be with everyone else, because he shared with us that you guys are a part of an organization called the Harpers.
As you say that, she didn't expect you to say that out loud. She rushes to the doors, closes it, and locks it. And slowly looks back at you, Shiina, and says, oh my god. She sighs, and then, okay. I did not expect you guys to bombard me with so much information at one time. Okay, I'm guessing I was dead for a long time then, considering you know a lot already. Yes, we're a member of a so-called group. I do recommend you do not say that out loud, especially in public.
Okay.
No one knows about it, for a reason. No one.
Okay.
Not the church,
So I'm guessing
not
if
the
we
palace.
ask you about their
No one.
location, you won't tell us.
Right. Well, we need to know. It's not always visible, just like the necklace that Iveran had with the symbol of the Unchained God, and I just want to know, how do we find someone else that's in your alliance without alerting unwarranted attention?
Well, technically you don't find them because that's the point. They don't want to be recognized. They don't want to be found. So technically finding them, unless you have a good reason of finding them.
Well, they're being found and then killed by, apparently.
Because technically we knew we were onto them. And Iveran did mention that they had a plan of releasing a god. And that they already have one of our compatriots or allies, so that's a problem. I have to figure out who that person is. But yes, the Elder and I are members of the group. Finding more of us is gonna be hard, considering if they're being hunted, that means they're gonna make sure that they're not being found. So I would not recommend wasting your time finding us.
Going after them.
Chances
Okay.
are, if you do find them, you're also gonna find who's hunting them. So no. I suggest you stay out of it. But, if you really do want to help me, figure out what Iveran is up to, what he's looking for, what his plan is. There is a library outside, I would say, in the city. I'm gonna go there and probably find books that could lead me to what Iveran is up to, or what the cult of this god is up to. Knowing that this is happening behind our backs means that the church or the palace doesn't know about it. So that's either good or bad. So yeah, if you have questions, I would say go to the library. There would be go to the library of the city. There's a library in the city called the Revelations the Duragosia's Revelations Library. Start there. Find out what they're up to. But if you do have a lead, please notify me first. Confront me first before you go after it, because chances are if they can kill me, they can kill you too.
Okay. What was the name of the library again?
It's it's the Revelations Library.
Revelations.
It's the Gosha's Revelations Library. I think I have them. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the Gosha's Revelations Library.
And I have a favor also to ask of one of my companions who was a great help in what we've been doing for the Academy, and he needs a high priest to resurrect his mentor. Do you know of any, or can you tell us where we can find one?
Well, the church is gonna be one. That's definitely probably the most reasonable answer, but I'm not sure if I'm not sure. I can have a word for you. I do know what you call a high priestess works there, but I'm not sure if she's gonna be around, so that's gonna be an issue.
I would like to have someone that would be reliable, preferable, but any way you can help, I will take, because I'm not familiar with these
I know a priest.
religious sects, so...
I know a high priestess that works there. I'm not sure if she's there. I don't know where she is.
Okay.
Because she has her own problems, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And her name is High Priestess Myrna. So, that. If you want any help in terms of whatever religious or resurrection spell that needs to be doing so, let her know that you're my student. And she'll help you the best she can. You can also talk to the elder. I'm pretty sure the elder has connections, like priests and such, or information that might be more useful to you. Like I said, I don't know what happened for the past few days, considering I've been unconscious. So, technically, I don't know what happened while I was out.
Okay. Well, thank you for what you shared with us so far. So, do you have anything else that you want to know before we start heading out? Well, we need to rest and sleep, so, right?
Oh, what was that?
When we came here, we didn't do a rest or sleep, did we?
The DM said we rested for like a day.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
you guys. So,
Alright.
all spell slots and hit
I missed
points.
that, sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
no problem.
Alright.
So we long rested, so you can switch your spells as you need to, and what is it, and add your spell
Yeah.
slot.
Yeah, I did. Just did that, yeah. Okay. Alright. Well, Trisvana, thank you for the help that you have, but I need to regroup with the rest of our party and figure out our next steps.
She nods with a smile and says, "Well, you brought me back to life. It's the least I can do. I may have to confront with the other archmage and see if there's more cultists going on behind my back. But yeah, you have a carpet, and I'll leave it up to you. But, just want to let you guys know, if you do encounter people who try to kill me, do not fight them if you know you can't handle it. There's no shame in running." And then she just nods, and then try to salvage whatever she can from her room.
Alright, Shiina, should we go to the library or should we just reconvene? Because I'm still very lost where we should head next, because we have no real answers.
No, yeah, that wasn't as helpful as I thought it would be, but at least we know that there was a plan that Everan was constructing, but I feel like we would benefit better if we go find Gnarr and the rest of the group, share what we have, and we can let them know about High Priestess Myrna, and then the library. Maybe 5 heads are better than one. If we do tackle the library, we might be able to find something. I don't know.
Okay. The only issue is we're out of a diamond, though.
Remove that from your bag, so you have no more
that's what I already
diamond.
did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the only issue is we're out of a diamond, so we can't... I could speak with dead, but, Well, I could
Yeah.
speak with dead. I know how to do that now.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, it was in, what was the name
Oh
of
yeah,
Siggy
you did.
Golfer's
That's the
book?
spell that you used. That's the spell that you asked the 3 questions to the corpse.
Oh yeah, so we
Yeah.
can do that, but I still want to resurrect Gnarr's mentor, because we can't just
Right.
speak with dead and be like, well, okay, now we don't
Right.
resurrect him. No, I still would feel bad, so we need to find another diamond, and like ASAP.
Yeah. All right, so let's just reconvene with everyone. We can at least share with them about, at least if we find the materials, we have a direction to go with it. So we have
High
that.
Priestess Myrna, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
High Priestess.
I put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, yeah, that sounds reasonable. Are you gonna ride your carpet back to the house, or what are you doing with that thing? Is it
I'm gonna
close
go to
you?
Everan's room and check with the key into different things first before we go.
Okay,
Will help with any investigation.
okay, roll investigation
Okay.
with advantage.
Heads up, your modifier for investigation is +10 because you have expertise.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's what expertise does to
That's how
you.
expertise works.
nice. I
Yeah,
I
so
rolled a
that-
natural 18, so that's a 28.
Oh god. Okay, it's easy. Let me just check. I'm not sure if I still have Everen's stuff here. One moment. Uh-huh. Hmm. Okay, so what you call, as you try to, you manage to find his table. As you unlock it, you open it, and nothing much. Most of it has been scavenged for investigation by the city guards, but you do see that one of the cabinets on underneath his desk hasn't been opened, and as you try, and it has a keyhole in it. As you try to check the key, if it fits perfectly, and you switch it and you snap it, the lock opens, and you pull it, you see a vial, a black vial in a small bottle, about, I would say, about 4 inches. It's a small bottle, basically. You're not sure what it is, but it has black liquid in it. So that's one that you find.
Hey, you know Identify, correct?
Yes, I do.
If it's Arcana, if it's magical in nature, you can identify it.
All right. I got to roll for Arcana.
Well,
then?
no, it's
Or-
just Identify unless you
Oh,
want to do an
identify.
Arcana check.
Okay. I do,
Oh.
because I want to know. I was just going to say, would I know what it is or no? Okay, so
If you-
I
roll
would
for
say,
Arcana, I'll
what you
help
call, that depends up to you. You guys can roll intelligence. You guys can roll, I would say, what you call intelligence, arcana, if you want, or identify. So,
Well, it's up to you, Shiina.
I'd rather roll for it.
okay,
I'll
so
help
roll
you, so then
intelligence.
That's Arcana.
Oh,
It's
if you want,
Arcana.
if you want arcana, yeah.
Yeah, to try to
Yeah.
figure out what... Okay, so your modifier for Arcana is also +10, but you have advantages, so
So
we'll
that
try to
would
help
be
you.
13. So that would be.
Did you roll the d20 twice, or did you only roll it once?
I only rolled it once.
Twice, because Saul's helping you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, nine was my high, so that gives me 22.
Okay, 22. I would say the bottle is not magical. I can definitely tell you that. It is not magical. It is not a magical item. Or at least what you think. It's not magical.
Wait, the liquid's not magical?
What the liquid
No.
isn't it?
Nope, the liquid
Uh-oh.
is not magical.
Wait,
So you have no idea what it is. You can roll intelligence check to figure out what it is. But
wait,
it's
that's
not...
what
it's-
Arcana's for.
Yeah,
No.
that's what I thought, that we were trying to figure out what it is. Like, would I know what it is, though?
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you were figuring if it's magical. It
Well,
is...
No, that's... Yeah, okay, never mind. What's up,
Well-
Ian? Sorry about that.
Okay. go
So
ahead.
basically it is draw poison.
There's a what?
Draw poison.
Drow
I'm-
poison?
I'm gonna put it in chat. It's draw poison. The black liquid is
Oh.
draw poison. So basically it's a poison used by drows.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put it in the description.
Okay. Oh, poison.
Drow? What's it?
Yeah. So I'm not gonna reveal information.
Okay.
But yeah, so far you're figuring pieces of the puzzle. Yeah, that's...
Okay, so if we know it's drow poison, then that's how he managed to make your mentor weaker.
Right.
She managed to resist being knocked unconscious, but being poisoned isn't exactly, a fun experience.
Right. Because she had the burn marks that were on part of her face and everything, so she was still trying to defend herself.
Okay. So there's still nothing else though, but...
No, that's what you find so far.
Okay.
Where the heck do you get drow poison in a human city?
Well, it's just like those explosive rocks that are the dwarf rocks that they were mining for. You don't really know it's there, I guess, until you start digging.
I suppose. Well, let's just reconvene back to the house then, I suppose.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay. So, so are you guys gonna ride the carpet?
Yes.
Saul refuses to ride the carpet.
Okay. What's your weight?
Then I say, then fine, if you're not going to ride it, hang on to it. And I'll just lift it up in the air so you can hang there.
Yeah.
I'd
Saul-
rather keep my feet planted on the ground, thank you very much.
So what about you, Shiina? Are you riding the carpet?
No,
I'm going to
Saul's
ride the
walking.
carpet. I'm going to ride
Yeah.
the carpet 6 feet above his head.
Okay. So at first it feels woozy
So giving
as
you
you're
some
trying
shade, bro. Giving you some shade. But
At
if
first
I
it-
fall,
yeah.
you better catch me.
At first it feels woozy as you're trying to get the sense of balance, but yeah, you sit perfectly still, and this this carpet is holding you fine, with no problem at all. Considering if your character is 400 pounds or less, Shiina, so that means it can carry you. So I'm guessing, yeah, I'm guessing it at this point. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh. Yeah. Because
yeah.
I'm only 210.
Okay, so it can carry another 190. Yeah.
Yeah, technically Saul weighs too much. Saul weighs 195.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, so it cannot carry both of you, if that's the case.
Okay. Alright.
So it can carry at least one of you. So yeah, you head back. I'm gonna go to Ernwin. Ernwin, you head back to the docks. I want you to roll what you call perception to see if you can find anything.
Alrighty. Give me a second here. I have a crappy computer mouse.
Okay.
Alright. I got a dirty 20.
Okay, so you do find the boy, with the one that gave you guys information before, and he's just there sitting at the docks throwing pebbles at the side of the docks, basically.
And I'm gonna be like, hey kid, you remember me?
He looks at you and says, "Oh, you're the guy that I sent the message to from the one who paid me."
Yeah, who did you say was looking for me, and where might I find them at this hour?
Well, technically, she'll let me know. That's what she mentioned. But right now, she hasn't given me any sign yet, so I don't know where she is.
Well, I guess if I'm gonna find this person, I might as well hang around you. Probably best way to do it.
Well, I'll let you know. You don't have to hang around with me. I'll let you know if she told me she'll. I mean, if it helps, she points at the tavern just a few blocks away from you. You see this old wooden tavern at the side of the beach or the side of the shore that has the name. I forgot what its name is. Let me just check. Where is it? If you look at your map, it's a tavern that is called Bronze Task Tavern. So you see this tavern that has a bull on the roof, a bull's head or a bull's skull with two horns made of bronze, basically. And you see it's open. He points at it. That's where what you call I talked to her. I'm not sure if she's there, but you can try.
Might as well. It's the only lead I got.
Okay, so you enter the tavern. You do see that there are a few patriots, about 3 or 4, a mixture of half elves and humans. You see what you call a bartender there, human with human with a bunch of tattoos and an eye patch on one eye.
I'll just go take a seat somewhere and wait for this person to maybe show up a little bit.
Okay, how long are you gonna be waiting?
I'll give it like 4 hours. I can just chill, enjoy the atmosphere.
Okay, so you waited for 4 hours. There are patrons do enter from time to time. I would say roll perception. Again.
16.
You do not recognize anyone that looks familiar to you. For the 4 hours pass and you do not see anyone familiar to you.
And I'm guessing, well, no one came up to me, so I guess I'll head out.
Okay, so where do you go?
I'll start heading back towards the house, I guess.
Okay, by this time it's around 2 p.m. By the time you're heading back. All right, so that's Nerissa. You finish you finish hanging out with the kids, bringing them all soup, and they're all filled with happy. Mama Isa seems to be thankful to you. And she approaches you as you're heading back to the estate after, hanging out, and gives you a small big pouch containing 1,500 gold pieces.
Okay.
He hands it to you, surprising. I'm sorry, I was supposed to give this to you sooner. This was given to me by, I think the servant boy from the elder. I think Karim was it. I don't know. This was what was the cost of our previous home that was now currently sold. So I'm guessing we're gonna be staying at your place for the meantime, considering the elder will allow it.
Well, how about we use some of this money, since this is the money that you technically were paying to that house?
Well, technically it was 2,000 gold. I currently have more money than I should have now. It's way too much for me to handle. So it's the least, considering you protected us from whoever was trying to kill us. And the kids, thank you a lot. I'm guessing it's the least I can do for all the help you have provided. And she just hands you over a big pouch of dangling coins.
Okay, well, I kind of do have a plan. Can we go shopping and buy clothes for all the kids?
Okay, sure. I mean, I have so much gold that I could have in my entire life. I never seen so much gold, but this is too much.
Don't worry about you spending. You're gonna need it.
Okay.
Let's take care of these kids.
Okay, so you head to the city market. So, one moment. Okay, so the kids are just following around. There are 8 kids following around. Some started running, and then Mom Eza has to follow them and make sure that they do not hit or bump to someone. So where do you take the kids, Marisa?
To the first clothing store I can find.
Okay, roll perception check to see if you can find a clothing store. Speaking of which, do I have
perception? Wait, I have a +7. Why are you giving me 11?
Okay, so you're 11. I would say you do find a clothing store, but it's not for fun. It's more of a clothing store for adventurers. So basically leather and armor.
Damn. Okay. There's like no children clothing stores.
I mean, you can technically ask. You can definitely try to ask.
I'll walk up to somebody and ask.
Okay. You ask a random stranger or this man carrying a basket full of fruits. He looks at you.
Hi. Do you know by chance where a child's clothing store is? The outfit store?
He thinks for a moment. He's gonna roll. He says, "Sorry, don't have kids." So now.
Okay. So I'm gonna go into the armory store and
Okay.
just yell out, "Hey, does anybody know where a children's clothing store is? I will be willing to pay them 20 gold pieces."
As you scream that out, a lot of people look at you from both the inside and outside the store. 20 gold pieces. I would say roll persuasion with advantage.
Thank you.
Technically, you don't even need advantage considering your persuasion is insane.
Let's see what I got. A nat 20. No,
Wait, what?
just
2 nat 20s. No.
No, I just got a 20.
20. What you call an elderly woman just approaches you from behind, says, "Dearie, you can go there." And then she points at a building that has this thick purple curtains that has rainbow stripes as well, and has what you call symbol of a shirt made of wood on one side. So
Alright. Thank you so much. And I passed her the 20 gold pieces.
she says, "Dearie, please keep it. It's okay. I'm thinking you're just lost, but it's okay."
No, it's fine. I promise 20 gold pieces. I am going to give 20 gold pieces. Please take it, ma'am.
Okay, she takes it. So you guys go to the clothes store,
Yes,
basically, and you see, open in this clothes store that what you call the scent of silk and leather in a confined space greets you, as there are basically hangers, two-story building of different color clothes, and you see the children just rush around trying different garments, some of which are too big for them, and play dress up as if, and mom is trying to trying to control them, making sure that they do not rip what's the clothes basically. And in front of the desk you see this human has brown hair, colorful, what you call a peacock colored dress basically, and what appears to be reading a book. As you guys enter, it hits a doorbell, or what you call a bell on top of the door, like a sign that symbolizes that there is a guest, and looks up to you and says, "Ah, welcome. How may I be of service?"
Hi, I'm looking to outfit 8 children and 1 mother.
Oh, I see you're looking for children for clothes for kids. Over
Yes,
there, and she points. She points in one side of the room where you see there are small clothes and shoes that are different, various kinds. There are also fancy clothes, basically. So this is not just a typical clothes store for traveling people or for normal folk. There are fur coats that can fit children's size, basically fancy clothes.
Well, ma'am, is there any way that you can have someone assist us in finding several outfits? I need 2 common outfits, 1 fine outfit, and a costume per child.
Costume. Depending on what costume are you looking for specifically?
Well, I'm pretty sure that the season for costumes is coming up, so
Well, the festival, which is I forgot, is gonna be not for in a few months, but I didn't expect to have someone buy this early.
It's
What?
always good to be prepared.
Well, we have kimonos, if that's what you're looking for. We also have, I guessing, a raven feathered cloak. That's one. I have a cape that has rainbow colors for it. That's another. Oh, I have a hat that has an orc head in it that fits for a kid size.
All right.
And one of the kids says, "Me, give me." And then the orc boy just frowns. That's not very nice. With his arms crossed. We have those.
Well, I am only going to be the one paying. I will give you 1,183 gold pieces.
Oh my goodness. You have that for clothes. Well then, technically you're looking for the fancier kind.
One fine outfit for each of the children and the mother, and 2 common clothes with 1 costume each. That is all.
So, for the kids, that's 1,000 is way too much for I did not expect a noble. I'm pretty sure you're a noble at this point, considering you have so much gold in you. That's the first time someone approached me and said they had 1,000 gold pieces. That's insane. Well...
Is that how much you pay?
Well, that depends. There are times that,
Well,
nobles...
I can always give you platinum if that's what you prefer.
Oh my goodness, dearie. I'm guessing the gods have thanked me for this day. Well, technically each clothes is, for the kids, for the fine clothes is 5 gold pieces. That's the most expensive kind I have. For the costume would cost you around 2 gold pieces. For the common clothes will cost you 2 copper a piece.
Oh wow, it's that inexpensive?
Well, technically, if you want, I have expensive clothes for adults, not kids. I think the one I have is 28 gold pieces, and that's for an adult.
I will be leaving these children alone with Mom Eza here, and I want to get them some really big clothing so that they can fit in, as they will be staying around the Noble District from now on.
Oh, I can have built for you. It's gonna cost you twice as much, but I can definitely try my best to make a more fancier kind. Probably make sure that they have, I don't know, gems embedded in them. It's gonna take me at least a day or 2, but I can definitely have it done.
I would love to just have them all outfitted as best as I can, because I might be gone a year to maybe 3, I don't know.
I can have it delivered. I mean, technically, you have so much gold in you. I don't even think you care. But I can have it delivered in your place. Just let me know where you guys leave. Mom has a what you call interferes and says, "Well, we'll leave it the Noble District, I guess." Well, then I can have it delivered from there.
All right. Well, let's get them all measured up, I suppose, and get them some clothes for the next week or so.
Okay, so an hour passed by as you're trying to close, and the kids are just crazy as they're trying to, what you call, race to who goes first. You just hear for the couple of minutes, you just hear the voices of me, and Mom Eza is becoming overwhelmed, as well as the what you call, the shop owner, as they're trying to fit in. And as an hour passed by, you do see that their measurements are taken, as the shop owner is taking notes on her notebook. And yeah, Mom approaches and says, "Is this really necessary? Giving them clothes?"
So I just want you guys to be able to fit in the area that you live in. Also, from the looks of it, their clothes were already a little tattered, and it always feels so amazing to have new ones. And especially you, Miss Eza. Don't forget that you have to go ahead and get fitted too.
She gives you a weird awkward
Don't worry.
smile and
I
says,
will watch-
please don't.
I will watch the children.
I think my
And
clothes are fine.
I'll
It's
push her. So I'll push her into the wardrobe and be like, "Here you go, guys." As I suddenly start telling the kids the story.
okay. So what you call the shop owner approaches her and tries to provide her clothes as well, and she comes out with what you call this glossy red dress, basically, that looks too sexy for her look, basically. As if it's some sort of a night party gown, basically, and she is uncomfortable looking herself. And then the little girl that you know, Larissa, looks at her and says, "Bob Essa, you look so pretty when you're wearing fancy dresses." She just nods and looks awkwardly at her dress. Thanks, but this is really not necessary. I can't even... Do people even walk with this? She looks back as it's too short for her, basically.
Well, there's balls and stuff that, of course, you'll be attending now, because I am making myself of the Blackwood name, and as a noble, I shall invite you and the children to balls coming up.
Okay. Do we really need to wear this when we go there? I'm pretty sure controlling 8 kids is one thing, and bringing them to a place that has too many people is another.
So I'm gonna look at the shopkeeper and say, can we get something a little bit more manageable that fits a mother a little bit better?
Oh, sure. No problem. I really don't want... And before she could even finish her sentence, the shop owner just pushes her back in the curtain, and you waited for a few moments, and she comes out with a more decent leather clothes that has gold trim on the sides, basically, and has
fabulous.
Well, this will be the perfect one, I would say. And it's thick, so technically you don't have to worry about dealing with children ripping it off. She just, Mom Eza is just nod awkwardly, still don't know what to do.
And just some regular dresses and stuff for her too. And then I'm
No
going
problem.
to turn to Eza. When you are done, I'm going to go look for a teacher to hire so that they can get education as well, because every child needs every advantage.
I'm pretty sure I can do that. You don't have to spend too much.
No, I'm leaving, so I want to help as much as I can.
Okay. Wait, you're leaving? How long are you gonna be gone? What about the estate? What if the elder arrives and we need to do stuff about the estate? I don't know what to do with stuff.
You're fine.
Okay.
I got everything handled for you.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
You just take
Okay.
care of the children. That's the only thing you have to worry about.
Okay, good to know. She just nods. And the shop owner just looks and says, anything else? So, for that would be, this one would be, I would say, a gold. For what she's wearing right now. And then 10 gold for the children. For each children, so that's, I guessing, 80 gold. Yeah, so that's 81, and then per each common clothes, that's gonna be 1 gold. Oh no, 2 coppers for each common clothes. And then 1 gold for the costume, depending on what costume you prefer. Is it for the kids or for the adults?
It would be a costume for child and one for Mom as a little less, flary.
Good to know. So that's gonna be, for the kids, that's gonna be, I would say 1 silver for each costume for the kids, so that's gonna be 8 silver. And then for the adults, that's gonna be 1 gold. Anything else?
100 gold pieces. Please expect them to come back in a year or so that they can get...
I'll have it by the next 2 to 3 days. I can guarantee
I
that.
know, the costume. I'm just saying this will be a reoccurring visit every year so that as the kids grow, I can
Well-
get new clothes.
Mom Ezra just looks at you and the kids starts cheering. Oh boy. And then the shop owner just says, well then, I'll keep that in mind. My doors are always open.
Alright. Alright, kids, let's go find you a teacher to teach you proper etiquette and get you functioning in high society so that you have every advantage available to you.
Alright, roll perception check as you try to find...
How dare you with the perception checks again? Oh, I rolled with advantage on accident. My initial is 7 plus 8. So 15?
15. You do find the Academy of Arcane Arts.
Okay. So I guess I'll go to the Academy of Arcane Arts.
Okay, as you go there along with the kids, you see what you call Saul walking, and then above him is a carpet flying with Shiina sitting like Aladdin, basically.
Okay. Wow, cool carpet.
It's a present from my teacher for us.
Oh, so you got her revived.
Yes, we did. Look at your new digs.
As you do that, the kids start rushing towards you guys, surrounding the carpet and starts trying to reach for it. Whoa! And they're just trying to jump it, trying to see if they can reach about it as it's flying above their heads.
I bring it down so that I can hop off and leave it there so that they can jump on it if they want to, but they won't go nowhere.
Okay. Oh, you see that? What you call the carpet can fit at least 4 to 5 of them. The carpet is definitely struggling considering it's a bit rough. You see that they're just jumping around. Mom Ezra is trying her best, trying to accommodate the edges, making sure that the kids doesn't fall. Please do not leave this when the kids...
I'll put the carpet all the way down on the ground and see, like, okay, because they're not able to handle it, so I just put it on the ground down.
And they're like, oh, but we wanted to fly. How do we make it fly? And then they're just... Mama is just shaking her head, please don't make it fly.
No, we can't. It'll be too much of a struggle on the carpet. We gotta let it rest. It carried me all the way here. It probably needs a break.
Aww, then they're just looking at each other sad, going back to Ezra with sad faces.
Oh, come on, Shiina. What about like a 2 to 3 kid maximum? Like,
Mom Ezra is just shaking her head behind Larissa as she's saying this.
So if I can get one on each side, I'll lift it up and you can stay there until you drop. How about that? And then the next set will come and get their share, get their chance.
Sounds good.
Okay, so Mom Ezra just face palms as you did this, and you spend 20 minutes just accommodating the kids as they're floating up and down the carpet.
So, Shiina,
Yes.
you need to get the kids a teacher or / tutor that can teach them etiquette and high living standards. And just random education as well. Do you know anyone?
No, but I know with the academy there might be. I don't know if they would have. I know that we have. Oh gosh, what's her name? Haywin, that one teacher that was with Patricia. I don't know if she would know anyone because she's not part of the regular mentor staff at the academy, so maybe she might know someone. We can visit her or contact her and see if she might be able to put you in contact with someone.
Yeah, I think that's best because I want all of these kids to have the opportunity for better jobs.
Yes, they need to be brought up in a nice and calm environment so they can have the opportunity to reach their potential. And some of them might be able to go into the academy since there is a dragonborn, at least one among you, that has some magic.
The academy at this point, though?
Say that again?
Do you really trust the academy at this point, though?
Well, we rooted out Everan. I went into, when we talked to Trisvana, it came about that there was a poison that was used on her by Everan, because Everan was the one who had attacked her and killed her. But he had a plan, and she was going to, her next step was to investigate that, but she said she was going to be going to the library and offered for me or anyone else to go check out the library and see what we can find.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely go to the library. I mean, we could probably find a cheaper tutor at the library, but
That's true. We could,
same
and
time.
we could ask them. They're a good resource. We could ask them if there are some reliable teachers if you have doubts with the academy.
It's just their history of losing children is all that I heard.
Well, I can't fault you for that. I do think that they could have found a better way to manage, but with what was going on, I don't know what the situation was to really put together the two and two together on what all happened. So I'm very biased, I guess, in a sense, because when I was there, I felt safe, and so my other peers were safe there. So something must have happened in the time that I was helping you guys or traveling with you guys. So I really want to get things back to the way they were. So if we can get it there, that would be a place for these orphans to go.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll just have to see as time goes on.
But we can try the library and see if they might have something in the interim until we have some confidence rebuilt.
Yeah, I feel best with that. So I guess to the library.
Okay, so are you using the carpet, Shiina?
I get the kids to get off the carpet. I'm like, all right, guys, we gotta head out. Next time, if I see you guys, we can play a couple more games with the carpet if I still have it.
So are you riding the carpet alone?
No, I'm gonna actually just let it follow us.
Okay, so it is floating behind you guys. As you guys head to the carpet, I would say Gnarr at this time you would be finished, basically, with your hunting, and unfortunately you did not find any hog or wild boar for bacon. But you do find rabbits, which is 3 rabbits for enough
So I
for
only
3
found
days.
3 rabbits in the entire day that I was hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I go into town and go to the market and locate somebody who has pigs.
Okay, so that's not hard enough. Are you buying an entire pig?
Yep.
Okay, so I would say, how do farm animals cost our money?
Well, I know
let
a
me-
cart is 20 gold, so I imagine a pig's like 5.
I don't know if the pig actually has a specific price.
Yeah,
'cause
that's the
pig
thing.
is not considered a mount, so because they're just that's just a farm animal. I don't
Yeah.
think they actually have a price.
Pigs, I don't know. I would imagine that they're about the same as 3 gold pieces.
Oh, okay.
Are they?
So, okay, I
Oh,
would say yeah,
they
that's
are 1 gold. They are. Yeah, they are.
3 gold pieces.
3 gold pieces. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you buy. I'm guessing a dead pig.
Live, dead. I will make it dead. if it's
Okay.
live.
So okay, so yeah, 3 gold pieces. Take that in. You put it in your bag of holding. Technically, it's up to you if you want to carry it around or put it in a bag of
Well,
holding.
I'll carry that. I'll kill that pig because I'm going to basically just go ahead and now I'm going to find someone who is smoking meats.
Okay, you do find it. It's not very hard technically,
So
and you
I
give
go
it.
ahead and I give them the pig and I tell them I need this turned into bacon.
Okay.
And I want you to smoke it for 3
You
days.
see what you call a dwarf basically with
Yes.
a black beard, and tattoos on his chest and arms. That will be 2 silver.
Okay. Before I give it to you, by any chance, do you know anybody who has who purveys in the sap of maple trees?
No, I cook meat. I don't know about trees.
Okay, that's cool. So then he goes ahead and says, "What about a merchant that sells sugar?"
Sugar. I can give you some if that's what you're looking for.
If you already have it, then this will work out. So the instructions are very simple. Are you familiar with the recipe for Orc Bacon?
Do I look like an orc to you?
No, but you smoke meat, so I imagine that you've heard of all smoked meats.
I know bacon. Orcish bacon,
Okay.
not.
So I tell him this. I give him the basic instructions for it. Basically, instead of thick, you know how thick cut bacon is cut?
Uh-huh.
This is twice as thick. So I have him so we go ahead and carve up the pig. I show him exactly where to make the cuts for the bacon. And
Okay.
then I tell him that we need to pack it with sugar and then smoke it for 3 days.
I'm pretty sure the meat is gonna go bad if you make it 3 days.
Oh, that's the beauty of the
No.
sugar. You see, the sugar actually encases it, so it preserves it while it's being smoked.
How about you help me do it, and it's gonna make my job easier, considering you know the stuff more than me.
Sure. I'll give you 3 silver if I'm able to do all this with your tools.
Fine. And you help the dwarf, I would say, for the rest of the day, trying to steam up this pork. Or this bacon. So, Narissa, Saul, and Shiina, you guys go to the city. As you see, what you call this library. This, what you call magnificent structure made of white stone that has what you call Roman architect style architecture and pillars surrounding on all sides. You see on the very top where the entrance should be are 2 dragons basically looking below the passers-by and the patrons entering its premises, holding on each hand a giant scroll. Carved in it, it says the Dragosha's Revelation Library.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So you enter.
Okay.
So,
Wizard,
mhm.
you do your thing.
Okay, it's okay. So as you enter the library, you see 2 floors basically. 2 floors filled with bookshelves and books that has statues in them. And you see the Dragosha's library in front of you. You see that? You see most of the people here are patrons of monks, scholars of different kinds. From the centerpiece there are globes. There are framed tables that have bones in them, bone fragments in them, and strange metals. Each bookshelf is separated by a statue of a knight that has swords, holding their swords, pointing at the bottom of the floor. There are lanterns with essence that smells of flowers and fragrance, making it to make sure that the place doesn't smell like books or old paper. Most of the structure is made of wood. There are giant tall windows about 20 to 30 feet high with gold painted trim on each sides basically. There's balcony there's a second floor that has a balcony looking at the first floor. It's a very big what you call library, as the center of the library is a giant what you call tiled floor that has paintings of what you believe to be the history of the entire continent passed from the calamity. And above it is a giant glass dome that has sunlight peering through it. You do see the front desk where the librarian should be. And there's no one there, but there are patrons and people looking at the books, or for books basically. So yeah.
And there's scholars.
What? Sorry?
And there are scholars.
Yeah, there are scholars. From time to time you would see this, people with fine robes that has gold trim and white robes in them.
So,
yeah.
there is gonna walk up to the scholar.
Okay.
Well, not like directly, she's gonna like walk up to a book and pretend like she actually cares about books.
What? Sorry? Say that again?
So she's gonna walk up to a bookcase and like glance over at the scholar, but not like directly walk up to him and pretend like she actually cares about the books for a second.
Uh-huh. So, okay.
So, then out of like the corner of her eye, she's gonna look over and be like, "So, do you teach?"
He slowly looks at you with a frown. You see this, what you call, old man, basically somewhere in his more or less 60s. Bald and has what you call grayish white beard, wearing brown robes, and has a series of golden amulets, the different symbols of you haven't seen before, reading a thick black book. He slowly looks at you and says, "Do I know you?"
Oh no, I'm just a happy little skunk just walking around. I am though in the market to find somebody who can teach 8 orphans how to live in high society, etiquette, and how to get good jobs in the future.
I'm a scholar, not a teacher.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
search for knowledge, I do not provide them.
Well, do you know anybody that is willing by chance?
No.
That's unfortunate. I would imagine somebody of your stature would be able to push on your
Listen,
ideals.
lady, I don't know what you want from me, but I have better things to do than teaching kids about stuff. I am a scholar of my kind, and I have a reputation that I need to withhold.
Well, a better reputation would be child lover, but I suppose
You just continue reading.
I'm going to walk up to the next one and do this next one spiel.
Okay, so roll... I would say roll persuasion. Oh no, roll perception first, and then persuasion.
Perception.
To see if you can find someone...
Not 20, I got a 27.
Oh god. Okay, so, and now roll persuasion.
Persuasion. 20.
Damn. Okay, so I would say you find you find what you call a younger scholar, a young man, but he looks too young to know a lot of things. So probably he's somewhere in his 30s. He's a young man with chubby black hair. He looks at you and says, "Well, I'm guessing the best one to teach for you guys is the librarian. You could go ask them. I'm not sure where they are."
I definitely would have to look for them, wouldn't I?
Mhm.
So, I know you're still relatively new to finding your way with books and knowledge and stuff. What, do you know of etiquette and stuff like that?
Well, I'm not from a noble family, if that's what you're asking. You might have to have someone who teaches nobles to do that. Unfortunately, I'm a scholar. I know things like stars and, medicine.
There are children that are interested in that.
I can teach that if you want, but other than that, it's not really my kind of expertise. Sorry.
How much would it be for, like, a lesson?
Well, I guess depending on how many kids I'm teaching.
8.
Well, that's not much. I'm guessing a silver a child per
Okay.
day.
So, maybe come by tomorrow if you're free and give them a lesson. I'll give you 10 gold.
Oh, well, 10 gold. Okay, sure. Just let me know where I need to go, and I'll be on to it.
I'll write it down on a piece of paper.
She nods. Okay.
And then I'll go start looking for the librarian while the other two do their shit.
Okay. You start to look for the librarian. You don't see the librarian anywhere. You do see that where the librarian should be. There's a bunch of papers, a quill and ink, as well as what appears to be a silver bell with a dark brown handle.
The chaotic energy in me wants to scream. But at the same time, it's a library. So
You
I'm
can
just
say
gonna
what you
pick
want.
the bell and bring it,
Just
and
like
if I
Matt
don't
Mercer
see it-
always says, you can definitely try.
Alright, I'm gonna pick up the bell, ring it real quick, and if I don't get an answer within like 2 minutes, I'm gonna just randomly burst out and scream.
Okay, so you ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding. You wait for a few moments. You wait for 10 seconds. Nothing. And then as you're about to have a second, what you call a second moment, as you're about to think of screaming and yelling out your voice, you feel a small tug behind you.
Okay, I'll turn around.
Actually, that's weird because you're wearing a hat of disguise, so technically there is no tag.
Yeah.
So technically you feel a presence in front of you, looking at you from behind you. As you turn around, you see this humanoid creature, very small, around 3.5, I would say 3.5 feet to 4 feet tall, very gnomish, but grayish skin with white dirty beard, wearing nothing but white robes and a walking stick, giant pouty nose, giving you a frown.
Oh, I am so sorry, sir. I was just looking for the librarian.
As you say that, he says a language that you don't understand. You're not even sure if it's gnomish, but it's something you don't hear. You just hear mostly it's grunts. You just hear him saying,
So it's none of the following language: Celestial, Elvish, or Ori?
Nope.
Okay. I just wanted to know. Okay.
Wait one moment as I check my notes.
Do you speak Common?
He says,
Okay, can you write Common?
he just frowns at you as you say that. So, you guys see this, basically, this gnomish creature, gray skin, very small, like a dwarf, but very pale and slim, very old, probably old, has a white dirty beard, had a walking stick, a very big nose, and just frowning at Narissa as she's talking to this.
I feel bad.
He's just glaring at you.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand what you're saying, and I really want to talk. Do you know Elvish? I say something in Elvish.
Okay, say something Elvish. She says, "Ugh." He just growls, and then as you're about to say, he starts this old man starts yelling at his voice. Something that you're supposed to do is now being done by this gnomish old man, and you hear you hear this oldish man start to scream and says, "Amanda, Amanda! As you just hear him scream this name. And then, on your side, you hear flickering of shoes from the tiled floor of this library as you look heading to you guys. A woman, a half-elven woman with brown hair, wearing, if you guys know the clothes of Belle from Beauty and the Beast, something like that, wearing glasses, and has pointy ears, so something, it looks like a half-elf. So, I'm gonna show you what they look like.
Just starts yelling in Celestial. Ah!
Okay, so this is what they look like. So the old man is the gnome, and the woman that approached to you, is that woman. You see her approaches you and looks at this gnome and says, sorry about that. Mr. Fong, I heard you called my name. Is there something you need? And the gnomish man, this gnomish man, as you hear him say Mr. Fong, that's his name, looks at Amanda, or look at this elven woman, and says, points at you guys, points at you, specifically Narisa, and says, Uchagera kiko icha nars ijas. And Amanda just sighs and says, alright, that's not very nice. Just because they don't understand you doesn't mean she's stupid.
I'm trying, I'm
and
sorry.
then the gnomish man just says, Ucha chicas, chicas. And then this half-elven woman just sighs and says, alright, I'll talk to them. And she approaches you, Narisa, and says, with a smile, and says, hi, welcome to the Revelations Library. My name's Amanda. I am the assistant of the owner of this library, and she gestures to the gnomish man. This is Mr. Fong. He's the owner of the library, and I'm the librarian. I am guessing you're looking for books, considering you know here. I'm really sorry if you couldn't understand Mr. Fong. Please don't be mistaken. He understands Common. He also understands different languages. It's just that he doesn't know how to speak them. Technically, he is one of the rarest people here who's trying to preserve a language that has been wiped out from the previous generations during the calamity known as Crusea. So I'm gonna write that down in case you want to know it.
I'd love to learn this language. I've never heard it before. So if you have a book, or he can even write down book.
As you say that the gnomish man speaks a bunch of grunts, and then looks at Amanda looks at him and says, Mr. Fong, I'm pretty sure that's not very nice. She is not stupid. And then Amanda looks back at you and says, I'm really sorry. I'm not sure. I know you can't understand her, but he's just being mean.
That's fine. I'm used to it. Look at me. I am used to it. But I love learning languages. I learn languages very well and do it with great ease. But I'm actually here to see if there's anyone that you could maybe recommend that could teach eight kids like etiquette and learning stuff, because they can't go to normal school because they don't have parents.
As you say that, the gnomish man sighs and just leaves you alone. Amanda smiles and says, well, I can teach that. If you want, I'll be happy to teach that for the kids. How many are we teaching?
8.
Okay.
8 kids.
Well then, I'll happy to teach them as much as I can. I mean, I'm not a noble myself, but I have a few books that might be helpful to them.
Oh, that's fine. I know most of them enjoy reading and learning, so I just want to get them started so that they have a good road ahead and they can get good jobs in the future, and they don't have to just rely on farm work and stuff like that. Yeah, and if you do have a book by chance with any language, I'll take a few with me. because I really do love learning languages. I don't care about everything else, just languages.
Well, apart, if you want to know Mr. Fong's language, unfortunately, there are no books about his language. Well, how do I say this? I'm not in my position to say this, but his city is completely gone. And he's only one of the remaining handful of people who knows how to speak it. So technically, every book about about their city and their culture is completely gone.
I apologize. I should have been more sensitive to that.
It's okay. She just smiles.
You seem to know it though, and you also know Common.
Well, Mr. Fong taught me part of it, but I still am in the learning process. I don't know all of the words.
Do you think you could... Okay. Do you think you could send me a letter once a week with a new, like, phrase or a couple, like, words so that I can also learn? Because I once again, it makes it very easy to be a bard if you understand multiple languages.
I can definitely do that for you. I mean, I can write all the words I know in his language as much as I can. They're not much, but if it helps you, then sure. I'm not sure why you want to learn a language that is rare to society that nobody uses except Mr. Fong here, and I have to learn it.
Because why not revive it?
Well, true. That is the beauty of knowledge. You have to preserve it from time to time.
Isn't that what the scholars do, to preserve knowledge?
Well, I guess so. He just smiles. Yeah, I can do that. Sure. Then she looks at behind you and says, I'm guessing those are the kids. As you see the kids just running around, and running around, and Mama Esa trying to control them. And you see Mr. Fong glaring at the kids and saying a bunch of grunts that you don't say.
They're a little bit of a handful.
Oh, they're very cute. I would love to teach them. Okay.
How much would your services be?
I mean, it's for free. I'm pretty sure I don't mind. Teaching is not a problem for me.
Oh, absurd. I'm willing to pay. How does, like, 10 to 20 gold a month sound?
She widens her eyes, looks at Mr. Fong.
I mean, there has to be some maintenance that needs to be done at the library once in a while, and having extra money usually...
I guess 10 gold? I mean, that's way too much. I'm really willing to teach them for free. But, okay, I guess 10 gold will be enough. That's way too much that how I'm getting paid at the library. But, I guess 10 gold. And then Mr. Fong grunts and says a bunch of words. And Amanda says, I will still be handling the library, sir. Don't worry. And then looks back at you.
If you could teach them stories and stuff too, then I can throw in some more. And some assistance maintaining the library when I come back from adventuring.
I can teach the kids and tell them stories if that's what you want to. I'm not sure Mr. Fong would want to teach kids. He's not into kids, as you can tell. And you hear him grunting and yelling at the kids who doesn't understand what he's saying, but they're just running around. Giving some of them stop and give a weird look to him, trying to understand what he's trying to say.
Learn from the wise.
I'm not sure if the kids would understand him, considering he doesn't even speak common. But
I mean, you never know.
Well, you can definitely try, but I guarantee you it's not gonna work. I can do all that if you want to do, even for free. But yeah, I'll be happy to do that. I guess I'll visit. Let me know where I need to go, and I'll visit the place as much as I can if I have free time. I'll teach the kids. I'll be happy to do that for you.
How about 6 hours a week? 10 gold pieces. If you do extra hours, I will bump up the price. And It's just going to be etiquette and, traditional teachings to like history and maths.
Sounds good. She just nods. That's definitely possible.
All right. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Amanda, you said?
Oh yes, Amanda.
Okay, I'll go ahead and stay in contact with you then. Here is the address, and I will be sending fees to this payment of this amount to this location once a month. Just send a letter to me if you work extra.
Sure, I'll let you know. Thank you. I'll be happy to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so there you go. What do you guys? What about you, Saul and Shiina?
Well, we're doing our reading and research to help with what Everan was trying to plot. So I think that first place that I would be looking and reading would be the religious symbols, because I'm not familiar with those.
Okay, I would say that's not hard to find. You do see that each school of magic has their own symbol. So and I'm pretty sure you have what you call Ma'am Trisvana has already taught you most of them. So you won't be having a hard time looking for them. You don't see any symbols at the carpet, if that's what you're looking for. It's just a pattern carpet. There are no what you call glyphs or any markings of any magical symbol of such. Or at least you don't see any.
Okay. And I'm assuming Saul is looking... Where are you looking?
Saul's looking for anything to do with the, what was it, the Chained Oblivion?
Okay.
Right.
So, for that role, I would say perception to see if you can find books.
Perception? Okay, give me a second. That's not my strong suit, but I'll give it a shot. Let me see this.
You can always ask Shiina for help.
Saul got a whopping 6.
There's a lot of books. So much books.
I'm lost.
As you spend 20 minutes and you just hear a yell of Shiina. I'm lost at the second floor, the balcony. You don't know how he got there, but he's there in the second balcony. And the scholars frown and look at him.
Alright, I go over, I'm like, alright, I'm coming. I'm bringing some books with me on some of the things with religious symbols and things like that, so I can compare and contrast with what he's finding. Alright.
Okay.
So, since I have some basic knowledge, do you want me to roll too, or?
Okay, roll.
Okay, roll.
Perception.
You said you have expertise in perception, or was that insight and investigation?
No, I have
proficiency. Is it proficiency?
Yeah, I have
okay, add your
proficiency.
So what's your wisdom plus 3?
So it's going to be, that would be 6.
Okay, so plus 6.
Plus 6. Okay, so what did you roll?
Wait, hold on. This is perception, right? It's 7. Sorry, I added wrong. 7. Yeah, so 13 plus 7, that's a 20.
Yeah, you managed to find one easily. You find a black book that has symbols of what you call the Chain Oblivion in it. And it's basic knowledge. So basically, the Chain Oblivion. I may have to look at my notes. One moment. So depending on what you're trying to look for, basically. So you do see pictures, and the picture does resemble the statue that you saw at the academy. So the Chain Oblivion has many names. One of it is called Tarizdun. But in history, he is known as the Chain Oblivion, as if it's his title, basically. So that's his name, Tarizdun. And basically, he's a betrayer god or an evil god. And his his people are called the Angel of Irons, basically, with that. And his symbol is like a star. At least that's the symbol of the religion, but made of chains. And then the people, or the people the people that serve him, has this giant curved symbol, the one that you saw Iveran is currently wearing.
Okay.
So basically, he was the last god that was defeated during the war about more than 2,000 years ago, called the Calamity. And they had to use a powerful spell to banish him. Aside from that, depending on what you want to know, that's what you found out. So what do you guys do?
Can we look to see where like where worship of him is commonplace or something?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Where there is there evidence in the city or any?
Basically, betrayer gods. People who respect betrayer gods are people who are not allowed to pray or worship betrayer gods because they're called evil gods. So basically, it's like worshiping Satan, except this one wants to rule the world, type of Satan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that hasn't stopped people before.
Yeah, I mean, it is something that is not done in the open, technically.
Oh,
Well, I
okay.
figured it'd be the underground, but I was thinking, would the book be mentioning the last place where there was, because if there's a book here, I'm thinking that there must be a place locally, or at least leading somewhere of where.
It didn't
Last
say where
known.
the people are, other than the people called themselves
Yeah, what's
the Angel of
would it
Irons.
mention where the last group of followers?
No, it did not.
No.
So there's not.
Okay.
It did mention to you the last time what happened to the Chain of Oblivion, which was he was banished by a powerful ritual spell that took the powers of two primordial gods named Pelor.
What was the name of the primordial gods?
Pelor. That's Pelor. Pelor, which is the god of the sun, basically, or the god of the sun. And the other god is not Serenray, Ayun, basically. There you go. So it's Pelor and Ayun. So Ayun is spelled I-O-U-N, which is the goddess of knowledge. It took their powers combined to banish a powerful betrayer god known as the Chain of Oblivion that sent him to the far realm, a different plane of existence, or a different world outside the world you guys are currently.
All right, I think maybe Gnarr might have some insight into this since he has some background with the cord.
I mean, you also know that what you call Saul is also from the Temple of Cord. So
Right, but his experience and stuff in the where he was from, maybe they
Mhm.
may have, based on the monk that he was learning things from, maybe he has some knowledge too, so we can focus on him as a source, maybe.
Mhm.
What do you think? So you think that he can help?
Maybe. It might just be another dead end is the issue.
Mm. Yeah, you're right. It could be.
I don't necessarily know. But we can try, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we just hit another dead end.
Okay.
Because their worship obviously is banned, but we can maybe look for rumors about their worship or something, but like, otherwise
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
otherwise
right.
I'm pretty stumped.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would say you also roll investigation as you're looking at the book. What you call
Okay.
depending on which one you want
roll
to.
for investigation.
If you try to see if you can peer through the book.
Oh my gosh. I only rolled a 1, so I have a total of 7.
No, you did not find anything, unfortunately.
Heads up, you said you had expertise in investigation, so isn't that actually supposed to be a 10, not a 7?
Yeah, but he rolled on that one, which is an automatic failure.
Yeah, I know. It's just,
So yeah.
alright, otherwise, yeah, I have no real
Oh
question.
yeah, I did. Yeah. It is a 10.
So what do you guys do?
Alright, so should we continue looking, or I feel like we should probably just get everyone together and figure out what our next plans are going to be, because we all have things that we need to get done.
I think that's probably for the best. doing
Okay.
that.
Alright. So we go find the Narissa and try to get everyone together.
Okay. So Narissa, Saul and Shiina, it's up to you. I would say, Narissa, there are also things that you might, I guess, you can find the things that you're currently looking for, like answers and such in the library. So it's up to you if you want to look for it while you're here, or save that for another time.
I know I want to find a couple language books.
I that's not too hard. You find a bunch of them.
Is there any way that I can rent them out for multiple months, or does it have to be like 2 weeks?
I would say, how does that work? I would say it's 2 weeks. I would say, because it's gonna be hard if you're just looking at them, because some of them are not words. Basically, they're just symbols, like whether if it's Orcish, so it's gonna be hard. You're gonna have someone that teaches that language, basically.
Okay, so this is a question for you as a DM. How many hours is it going to take me to learn the language?
It's gonna be longer. I would say months, technically, because technically you don't know how to pronounce the words because they're just symbols, and you don't know how to pronounce it in common terms. So if you find a book about Orcish or probably a language that you don't know, there will just be types of symbols written in it, teaching you how to say them, but they're still written in that language. So technically you don't know how to pronounce the word because they're just bunch of lines and curved lines combined together, and there are no common translation for them.
Damn. Okay, so there's no like language teaching books.
Yeah, there are books that has language in them about the what you call the said language, but how to pronounce the word it doesn't say. That is
I'll get a
something.
book of Orcish, and then I will go bother Gnarr to teach me Orcish. How
Okay,
fast
so
would
that
that be?
with that I would say, I'm guessing more or less 2 to 3 weeks. That would. So you have to.
Okay.
So like a book of knowledge, basically, where it increases your intelligence modifier. You have to spend at least 3 weeks learning.
Alright, so I'll get a book of Orcish and then walk up to Amanda and be like, is there any way I can ship this back?
Who are you talking to?
Amanda.
Amanda. She says you can just drop him off if you're done.
Well, what if I'm not, here and I'm like, let's say in Carell or,
Oh, that's a problem. We don't allow people taking books outside the library walls, unfortunately. Yeah, this is
okay.
just for reading purposes.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. I'm gonna put this book back,
She
and
nods.
I'm gonna go ahead and take these kids home.
Okay, so what about you, Saul and China, as you meet Narissa?
Okay. So I asked her, was she successful in figuring out if there would be a teacher or someone for the kids? So, did you find someone for the kids, or?
Oh yeah, Amanda over there, and this one scholar who knows like astronomy and shit is going to. He's going to be coming over tomorrow for a free class to,
Okay.
see how well he does. But today, that's all that I found. But it's Amanda over there.
Hmm.
And how she wanted to do it for free, but at the same time, I feel bad about that. So, yeah.
Well, it might work out in her favor, because if some of the students do well, then they might be able to help out maybe in the library, and
Yes.
that way that might be helpful for her.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and that is with
Right.
time. So, how did you guys do? Or are you still looking around and seeing lizards and stuff?
We're probably we're at a stopping point. I think that we're not going to find out more unless we visit the underground and try poking around there, getting ourselves into trouble. So,
Do you guys have any language books by chance?
language books? No, I know Draconian and Common.
Okay, I don't know Draconian, so
Okay.
After Gnarr teaches me Orcish, can you teach me that?
If you teach me Elvish.
Sure, I'll teach you Orcish.
All right. That's helpful.
We're all going to know all them languages.
All right. And then I can, Gnarr doesn't know Draconian, right?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, then I can learn Orcish then too.
And I can teach y'all Celestial.
Oh, okay.
Get
That
those
might be
little
helpful
languages.
for these religious symbols and thingamabobs we might be running across.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so got a game plan for learning languages. Woo!
Yes, helping us out, helping each other out. So you ready to head back to the house and hopefully have some orcish bacon? Where's Arwenwyn?
I don't know where he went.
Oh, you don't know where Arwen is.
But
Okay.
I do know that Mama is over there is probably going insane with, the
Oh, with her
children.
kids. Okay. Alrighty. Let's head over and get everyone and head back to the house.
Okay.
Orcish bacon.
So you head back to the house. All three of you head back, and you see waiting at the porch is Erwin as well as Gnarr, basically.
Yeah, I stretch and man, that was a lot of time. That bacon will be done in 2 days.
So I would say at this time it would be 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
So I collected the rest of the hog. I smoked the rest of the hog while I was getting the bacon cured and ready.
Mm-hmm.
So in like 2 days' time, the bacon will be ready. And it will hold for a month. So that's why you do that process. Otherwise, we have 20 pounds of smoked cured salt pork.
Okay.
You also see hanging from his belt are 3 dead rabbits.
Oh yeah, I also went ahead and got Hassenpfeffer fixins. So we got food for the next couple days.
All right. Eggs,
So-
rabbits, awesome.
Who wants rabbit?
One of
or
the
salt?
one of the little girls says, "Oh, rabbit, where?"
Oh,
I
And then slowly looks at Gnarr,
I just
Then
kind of stare
looks
at her for a
at-
minute, and I'm like,
looks at the rabbit on his belt, and then starts staring up.
yeah.
are you serious?
And Mama Esa tries to comfort the little girl.
She just looks at the little kid and goes, well, you know, that's what we eat in the morning times. Aren't you familiar with where the food comes from? Were you not...
As
not
you say
taught
that, as you say that, the cry gets louder.
Wow, Shiina is not very good at talking to kids.
I just go ahead and kneel down and go to the kid and go, there. Here's a ham hock.
Is the little girl is confused, looking at it.
It is delicious. You should put it in your mouth and chew.
Roll persuasion.
Let's see, that is a 16.
She grabs it, thinks of it, and then eats it. And then nods. It's good.
There you go. See, a little pig does everybody good. So
right.
there's more pig inside if everybody'd like some ham. Or we could cook the four-legged chicken that I went ahead and got. A whole bunch of four-legged chickens, yep.
Oh, awesome.
Not rabbits, four-legged chickens.
Nope. They're not rabbits.
They're four-legged chickens.
That's right. The four-legged chickens.
Roll deception check. Gnarr.
Oh, hey, that's a good one. That is 21.
Okay. So Mom Esa escorts the kids back inside the estate. What do you guys do?
Well, I go inside and start
Yeah.
prepping the oven to cook up this big old ham that I got.
Okay,
So
so
we're
you
gonna have good old fresh salt pork, smoked, and we'll have some four-legged chickens.
okay.
Right.
So you guys, that's the title of the episode: four-legged chickens. I honestly that. So you guys have a decent meal, filled of pig parts and four-legged chickens.
Yes. I fry them up so they taste. They're crispy and delicious. It's almost like fried chicken, only just a little bit more on the dark meat side. So they're like, "Oh, this is good," and we're having salt pork. And for dessert, I harvested a whole bunch of mushrooms. So I went ahead and made a... This is something I used to make in the wild when I was alone. What you do is you bread them and fry them and dip them in sugar. And I call them mushroom fries. So anybody would like some mushroom fries?
Sheena's like, nope, I'm good.
I was
Okay.
like, I'm willing to try it.
Okay. You ever had portobello mushrooms?
No.
Well, anyway, the consistency is slightly spongy, but the flavor is that of butter and sugar.
Oh, that actually sounds delicious.
So it's just like these crispy little fries that taste like butter and sugar, and kind of spongy in the middle. So
Sounds
it's like,
delicious.
yep. So he just serves that up. It's like, yep. I used to live on these staples when I was growing up out in the wastes. So I'm glad everyone has eaten well. And the Orc Bacon will be done in about 2 days' time. And the benefits of it is it will last an entire month. So
Oh, good.
yes, these are, they will be proficient rations for everyone.
Okay, what do you guys do as you are having a meal?
Oh, I'm just eating the meat, explaining what's going on, and enjoying the mushroom fries and everything.
I'm gonna learn Elvish at the table from Narissa. She's gonna
Okay.
teach me some words.
Well, then while you're talking Elvish, I also talk Elvish.
Okay.
Oh, you guys are talking in Elven. So what's the occasion?
Sheena's like, I'm just trying to learn stuff, and I'm teaching her Draconian.
Nice.
I'm assuming you can help in teaching me some Orcish too. That would be nice.
and I say,
Bless you.
Oh, no, I was just trying to teach you how to talk in Orcish. So yes, clearly you do not understand Orcish.
No, Draconian and Common. I only know those two.
Well, just to give you a rundown, just in case everybody, I am proficient in Orcish and Dwarven, because Dwarven, believe it or not, is the core root language of Orcish. Most orcs derived their language from old Dwarven runes. It's just the problem is that they there are a lot of words missing in Orcish that are common in Dwarf, like love or passion or family. Those are all things that are not real common in the language. So we come up with subwords like destroy, blood, or horde.
So it's not a love language.
Oh no, I didn't even have a mother growing up.
Oh, I got that in common. Well, okay. So,
Okay. So you guys finish eating? What do you guys plan to do now?
Okay, well, I have 7 silver pieces, and how many orphans do we have?
8.
Ah. So I put 7 silver pieces on the table and 1 gold. And I go ahead and go to each of the children and say, this is going to be a little game. Everybody will win, but only one of you will get the gold. Everybody else will get the silver.
Okay.
Everyone ready for this game?
They all nod happily. And then
Okay.
Mama Eza looks at you and says, as long as it doesn't involve fire or explosions.
Oh, no. This is a good exercise, and I was reading about this in a book that children crave good structure in a house. So, children, in order to earn this, you have to go ahead and sweep the entire house. Whoever sweeps the house
Roll
the fastest-
persuasion.
Shiina says if they don't do it, I will, and I'll keep all of them.
I rolled a 2, and I'm like, hey, you're right. And I give you all of them. I give you the gold and 7 silver, and it's like, there you go, sweep the house. You've persuaded me to give you this money.
All right.
Okay, you now have 7 silver and a gold.
It's like, there you go, children. This is a lesson in opportunity, and she seized it.
Yep.
Okay, they're just staring at you guys.
Yeah. I'm on the carpet so that my feet aren't touching the floor as I sweep.
Okay, as you say that, Mama Eza yells, okay, bath time, and then she takes the kids.
Okay, so while the children are taking a bath, you got a carpet that levitates.
Oh yeah, you do see as well as
Yeah.
Shiina is riding a carpet, basically.
Oh, did you notice? Just a little something I got from my teacher, you know. Just a little something.
Ah, so your teacher's alive now.
She is.
Did she know anything about an archpriest that would be able to resuscitate my mentor?
She gave us a name of someone to look for, but she can't promise that she will be there. But we did get a name.
That's a start.
Yeah, the high priestess at the church. But she also advised us to try talking to the elder because he might also be knowledgeable of someone who can perform this.
I will, that's something to consider. As far as that goes. So, they gave you a flying carpet, and this does not bother you that due to your height, you might accidentally hit the ceiling?
No.
Because you are quite a tall female.
Well, the house that he gave us is like a big. That
yeah,
one is.
it's
the
about
big-
I would say more or less 30 feet high. It's a mansion.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I thought. I thought it
Okay,
was.
so it's
yeah.
got vaulted ceilings and everything else.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
wasn't quite sure about it. But he said, okay, that's fair. That's fine. So you're trying to learn other languages. You were learning Elven. Is there any other languages you two were caring to learn about? I might be able to help.
As many as we can, maybe, until my brain falls out.
Well, I am proficient in several languages. Some of the more obscure ones are Giant, Abyssal, and Orcish.
Giant too. Wow.
Yes, I learned Giant actually from a tribe of Furbolgs that actually were roaming the upper peninsula of Wildmount. I believe that their last name was Clay. They were the clan of Clay. Something about like the different states of rock. I didn't quite understand it. But we shared a night underneath a canopy and enjoyed a fire and some company.
Awesome.
That's also how I learned how to play this Ram Orc Arena. I wasn't playing it right. I was actually playing it like a horn, and they showed me how to play the instrument correctly.
Oh. That would change things a little bit.
Yeah, I stayed with the Firbolgs for about a month before moving on to the next settlement. They taught me a bunch of different things, including how to treat leather, which mushrooms and herbs were the best to harvest for tea. They apparently had a clan member that had went off to study grave work on a different area. I think they said his name was Caduceus.
Oh.
But whatever the case is, learned how to make tea, treat skins, and learn Giant.
Cool. Well, we did find that the silver key that I had found on Everan, we ended up finding out that it was drow poison, and that's what we're presuming is what Trisvana ended up getting weakened by because she was ambushed by Everan.
Drow poison, yes. I'm not familiar with it, but I do know that Drow society, poisoning is actually a fairly common thing. That's why most of their species is actually pretty resistant to most types of poison and enchantment.
Oh. Well, maybe you might be able to help with filling in some holes because she didn't really have any extra information really to tell us other than if we feel like we can't win the fight, it's okay to just, cut our losses and regroup and probably, prepare ourselves to try again. But when we were in the library, we were both Saul and I were looking at books. I was trying to look at the different symbols and things that are associated with different religions. Since you had your the symbol that you ran across was different from the necklace symbol that was on my professors, and then different from Everon. So I'm just trying to figure out some visual aids to help figure out friend from foe, or at least keep track of them. So if we start seeing things that we can figure out, or at least be able to try and figure out the plan that Trisvana said that Everan was putting together.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you guys have been doing all day. I've been pretty much just teaching a dwarf how to make Orc Bacon and hunting and trying to procure rations for our trip. Because I imagine that since funds were low, it felt like something that I could do, especially since you helped me out. So I figured that the best thing I could do is make sure that you had food for the trip.
Yeah.
If that's not too...
if we're gonna be here for a couple days, we should try and find a way for us to get the materials needed to resurrect your mentor.
That'd be kind. I'd like to at least figure out why I was supposed to be in town in the first place before we venture off to wherever else we're going next. I think it would also be of great interest to Saul, since he is also of the same temple.
Right.
Yeah, I imagined that the Archmage might have had some information, but that was also a dead end. There's just been a lot of dead ends recently.
Oh, speaking of dead ends, I produced a hog's head out of my bag, and I said, I did smoke this too, but I didn't want to have it around the children, because I remember they were coming back. Is this something that, like, other cultures eat? Because I know that we don't really waste the pig out in the wastes. So, I didn't know if it'd be safe to leave it in a ice box for the time being, or if it would scare somebody.
I'm not the expert here. You probably want to talk to Narisa about that.
Well, I don't know if she's still on speaking terms or not with me, because of the last time that we haven't had a good track record lately. Holding her and resisting her during the last excursion, murder in the city. Yes, it was uncharacteristic, but I wanted to make sure that no more death was brought about that was unnecessary. So I've been trying to avoid her recently just for that reason. But if that's the case, I'll just put it back in my bag of holding. So we used the diamond to resurrect your mentor, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm out of game. I'm removing that in the bag. I did not. But I said, okay, so good. We just need to make some more money. I've actually got an idea for a show we could do in the rich sector of town to maybe earn some extra cash if we can't find side jobs to maybe procure another diamond. It would involve a full participation by everybody here, and since we have at least two people in the group with Bardic knowledge, it would be an interesting show. Because I could easily use my acrobatics and athletics to help manipulate an act of strength while doing a act of agility, and we go ahead and have some target practice courtesy of Arwen, and with music playing and maybe a lightning spell or two, I'm sure we'll probably get a bunch of money out of that.
Yeah, and I have the magic carpet here too. I can give rides or let kids maybe hang off while I spin it or something. But we can do some fun activities for the kids and things too.
Sure. We just need to figure out things that we can actually do in town while we're here.
Yes.
Because, like I said, unfortunately, the Orc Bacon will not be done until about 2 days' time. Because we have to let the sugar settle on top of the meat and actually fixate to the fats to create a casing that allow the smoke to penetrate the meat so that it actually lasts the entire month. If your culture is familiar, it's actually not too far from sugar-cured hickory smoked bacon.
My tummy's not enjoying this conversation. All right.
So yeah, that's what we do. Is we do that, and it lasts a long time, and it's actually very sweet and delicious. But we usually cut it into steaks when we make it, so this way it lasts longer because it's a whole piece versus thin pieces. But it is delicious. I guarantee you will enjoy it.
I like bacon.
Oh, you will like this bacon. And the best part about it is you don't have to eat too much to fill you up.
Good.
Okay. So you guys chat. I would say if you guys have nothing else to do, we're gonna fast forward in time until the day that, unless you guys want to role play or have other plans that you want to do during the last 2 days until the meat is ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm basically just going to go ahead and work with Shiina to teach her Orcish and help with the Elven lessons, because
Okay.
hearing conversations back and forth between people who understand Elven is usually a good way to understand a language.
Okay. So I would say from this point, we're gonna fast forward in time. So 2 days, we're gonna go 2 days ahead. And then in those 2 days,
Hey, but what about the scholar? He was supposed to come the next day.
I would say that would be a problem. So he will be there. He will be teaching the kids, and then you guys would probably either be adventuring or traveling the city, or just watching the kids get taught by the scholar. And then
What do I think about the scholar?
I would say he would teach them magic. It's not too much. Basically, most of the knowledge that he's teaching the kids are the knowledge that you know, but the kids doesn't know. So they're just basics. The scholar is not gonna teach something complicated that they would not understand. So
But
basically,
is he being patient? Is he being good?
no, I would say roll insight.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. 14.
14. Yeah. The scholar doesn't seem to be having problems teaching. He's still quite nervous. You can still see the shake and the quiver in his throat as he's talking to the kids, because he's just basically just a starter. Basically, he's just a beginner. So he's not an expert, unlike the scholar that you previously saw at the library, the older scholar.
Okay.
But so far, he's not having too much problems in terms of teaching. And yeah.
When the class is over, I'm gonna go up to him and I'm gonna be like, "So kids, what did you think of Scholar?" I didn't quite get his name.
I would say his name would be where is it? Yeah, his name is gonna be Kael.
Kyle?
Kael.
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 Okay. What did you all think of Scholar Kyle?
They just look. The kids look at you and says, "Medicine is boring. Can we ride the carpet?" You just hear one of the kids say,
Medicine is necessary.
"But I don't want to learn plants. I want to fly carpet. I want to know how we can fly carpet." And then the other kid says, "Yeah."
You will eventually be able to do that. But you first have to learn medicine in order to get good enough to fly a carpet by yourself.
Aww. And they just look at you with sad, pouty faces.
You can ride it, but in order to do it independently, you have to learn medicine.
Roll deception.
29.
The kids give you look at you with astonishment. Says, "Oh, okay."
So how do you feel about him coming by once a week to teach you medicine and astronomy?
If we get to fly carpet, then yes.
Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna whisper to the guy and be like, okay, once a week you come by, you teach them, you make them good and smart, and I pay you 10 gold.
He nods and says, "Well, if they're willing to learn, that's good enough for me."
And then when you learn more, you teach them more, okay?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. He nods and then bids goodbye and leaves. Alright, anything else? Anything with the past 2 days you guys are gonna doing, or we're gonna fast forward? Nothing? Yeah?
I would think that just before leaving that Shiina would go to Trisvana one last time to see. She said she was going to the library too, and we went, and maybe she learned something different, and then I can just exchange that, what we learned, which was hardly nothing.
Okay. So I would say you go to the library the last day and you see her reading through a series of books. wearing what you call in one side of the library, and she looks at you, nods, and then continues reading.
Okay. So I just go and approach her and see if she's found anything else and just update her on what we found.
Well, if you're looking for the cult, that's gonna be a problem. Obviously, that type of religion is now forbidden in most of the continent because they worship a god that tried to destroy the continent. So technically, they're not gonna be wide open. I couldn't find anything about the Angel of Irons, but I am currently reading the history of the Chain of Oblivion. And I'm not sure what knowledge you found, but currently, according to here, and she points to a book, there was, during the calamity, some of the cities were destroyed by the Chain of Oblivion, to the point that they couldn't recover. I'm not sure if you're gonna find knowledge there, but one of them is less than a day away from the city of Dragosha.
That
And
gives us a place.
Yeah, place.
are you there, Saul?
Oh no, sorry, that was just me talking.
Ah, okay.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. So he points. He turns the book and faces to face you, Shiina, and he points to the city. The city is called Nordshire. Apparently, from what I've heard, a giant meteor crash landed in the middle of the city, and everyone there started dying. I'm not sure if the city is still alive, but I haven't been to that city myself. I fought through the calamity, but I never been there myself.
Okay. Well,
So,
do you think this has something to do with the plan that Everan was?
well,
Actually-
if there is, going there is not gonna be easy. It's one of the places that the Empire forbids people to go unless you have a very good reason to go there.
Okay. All right.
Sorry,
I'll
that's
just
all I
share
can
it.
find.
That's fine. I'll just share this with my party and we'll figure out what we're going to do. We need to reach out to the High Priestess, so hopefully she'll be there. And
Oh, I'm not sure if she's gonna be in the city because no one's allowed to go there unless you're permitted to go there for a reason. But you can definitely try the chapel in the city of Dragosha, but she rarely goes
Okay.
there if only necessary.
you had mentioned that the Elder is also a good person to contact in regards to
Well,
finding another High Priestess.
well, she has connections with some of the powerful people in the city, so I assume so. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll share that with Gnarr as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
you head back that day. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. So we're gonna fast forward 2 days. 2 days, and the night before the day where the meat would be ready, Narissa, you have another dream. You see yourself, well, you don't see yourself, but you're looking at this first person perspective, very small, and you're looking at your father. And your father is talking to a woman, basically. A hooded woman. You can't see her details, but she sounds female and feminine. You don't see much of her face other than her mouth, because most of her face is covered by the hood that she is currently wearing. And then this woman is talking to Mr. Blackwood, basically, in a more serious, worried manner. And says, you hear the woman says, "How is she doing? Is she doing fine?" Mr. Blackwood says, if you really are what you say you are, then why not take her? And then the woman replies, like I said, I can't. They're after me. If there's people trying to kill you, you could contact the city guards. They'll protect you. Oh no, this is beyond city guards. I assure you that. Keep her safe. And remember to give her the letter. It's the only way she'll know what happened. And then your perspective is as if you're a little girl trying to hide at the side of a wall, as if you're trying to peek through. That is your vision. Everything is blurry around you. And then you see the woman faces towards your direction, and then you look away.
A memory?
What? Sorry?
So this is a memory?
You're not sure. It could be, but it looks like it happened a long time ago.
Okay, because I know I like wrote Narissa like as a child, very like super like, oh, I am the leader, get away from my dad and shit like that. So she more than likely in that type of scenario would have ran around the wall and like ran in between them and been like, no, don't speak to him, but like,
yeah,
you can.
I mean, by the time you think of that moment, you look away as this woman looks at where your direction at, where you're looking, and then you look away as if trying to hide, and then the vision or the dream ends. And the next day arrives, basically. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where we're gonna end it in this episode, basically.